Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 530.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
New start time, same show. Maybe not. Maybe we decided to be hard-hitting, journalistic, conservative talk. What do you think? What say you, my friend?
You make money anywhere these days.
Yeah. Where's the money at?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all spread out everywhere. It's all segmented.
It's all minutia. But welcome to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Juan, our Twitch manager, is here. He's not in the Twitch chat room. Your wife, one half of the Bart Merrick team, Miss Crystal Van, is here.
Yes.
Thanks for the plug.
We also have Seth Petrozelli coming in a little bit later.
Well, we had to separate him and your wife for the beginning of the program because things get a little too heated in
I wanted
here.
him to sit next to me.
So,
if he came in here nude, full cock out, what would you do?
well, what are you going to do?
I wouldn't close my eyes.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't
Have
look
you
away.
seen that thing?
I've seen it
He
through,
is a-
through the, like...
Like Carrot Top style.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is anybody that follows
Seen
Carrot
the
Top.
outline.
If you follow
Yeah,
Carrot Top
sure
on
have.
Instagram, he wears sweatpants and then he chubs up his big carrot cock and
Yeah.
you can see the veins in it.
Yeah.
And it's big. And I said that for years and I'm glad to finally be right on something. A big old
Top.
carrot.
So, real quick, we came up with this idea it's an experiment. We don't know, but we think it's going to work better to start the Friday Free Show a little bit earlier, because what we realize is once we've been doing this like ACTs and doing a lot of recording for years now, and most of the whole week we start our recording probably like 11 and it goes to like 2-3 o'clock at the latest, and that's what we would do like Monday through Thursday. And so then the Friday Free Show, we've always done at 2 o'clock and sometimes around 4:30, even 5 o'clock sometimes. Yeah. And so we started thinking, we're like, man, we should move the time up. We'll have more energy. We're also used to recording at this time of day throughout the week. And then all of a sudden we do it late.
I think just through pure muscle memory, we have more energy right now than we would typically have on a normal Friday at 2. At least I know I do.
Yeah.
I start to drag a little bit, and then I get bored because I've got all my stuff done, and then I go in there, and then maybe I crack a White Claw too soon, which drags my energy level further down, and then I do bad things. I'm a bad person.
Also, we were thinking we can get out the show earlier for people to download, because there's a lot of people that listen live, but primarily 95+% of people download the show. So if we can get it out sooner, then people can.
That's the number one complaint. The number one complaint I've ever had about the show is, can you have it out before I leave at 5 on a Friday?
Yeah.
And normally I can, and I work really hard to do that, and I know you do too. You're cognizant of that. But you're like, we'll end. If you see it going too long, you'll end it, at least so I can start the editing process, which really doesn't take that long. It's very easy. Not to say that it's an easy process, but I've just done it so many times that I just know how to do it quickly. So now I think we'll be able to, without no doubt, we'll be able to get it out before 5, guaranteed.
Yeah. So there was a lot of
No,
advantages.
not guaranteed. Just, should.
The only disadvantage is we've been doing it at 2 for 10 years.
Right.
But
even our carpet
Yeah.
says, like the carpet I'm staring at right now says it's 2 o'clock somewhere, right over there. Now, there is space enough for me to go through this entire studio with a gray Sharpie, which we have. And I did I not tell you earlier in the week that I had a dream that I did that?
Yeah.
And I can't tell you that I'm still not going to do that.
No, you don't need to do that. That's fine.
Add ones in front of the two.
Right.
But
On every inch of carpet. I would have to do that. That's just my own mental problem.
so we figured
Everybody laughing at me.
at 2:00 when it hits 2, that's probably Daniel came up with the idea. Well, let's do our shot at 2 to kind of as an homage to the 2:00
Tip of the hat.
start time. So that way we'll still incorporate 2:00 to the show, but we asked. I mean, Daniel put a poll on the BDM page and stuff, and everybody's like, "Yeah, why not do it earlier?"
I asked people. I said, would you be okay with us doing it at noon? And everybody said this.
I thought the bitch was white!
Thank you, Rosa. She's right.
So anyway, we'll try this out, and we think it'll work better. A couple things. Tony got one more extension on the cruise until Tuesday.
Am I wrong in thinking that Tony is calling Royal Caribbean and being a complete, for lack of a better term, Tony to them by wearing them the fuck out?
Yeah.
And then making them, they're just like, God damn it, Tony's on the line again. Give him another extension. This motherfucker. I think he's doing that.
Yeah. But right now we have a record number of bookings that we've ever had.
Stu and Sue's sons, my neighbors. By the way, I had a listener hit me up on Twitter, say, "Hey, I just drove your neighbors Stu and Sue to the airport. I met them, the Canadians. They're lovely people. Their sons are booked on the cruise. Their sons actually called Tony and booked 2 rooms on the Tom and Dan cruise. So I got my neighbors going. That's going to be dope, man. Stu and Sue know how to party.
So Tuesday is the final day. Then they take back all the extra cabins that we have. Then the price goes up by like $400. So if you want to put down your deposit, now the only problem is with the little bit of extension that we have, you have to put down a $300 deposit to hold the cabin rate at $875. Although it's fully refundable and it goes towards your cabin, but the deposit is a little higher now. Anyway, so you got till Tuesday if you want to do that. And I want to thank Precision, Door, Pyrospot, Sports Subaru, West End, Fair Villa, Streamline Mortgage Solutions, and Ahoy Cruises for being sponsors.
There you go.
So, my wife came by because she was in the neighborhood and she had a little time to kill before
She
her
heard
next.
Seth was going to be here.
That is really what I, this whole plan.
Big old pepperoni.
So,
I'm not wearing a bra,
so
Are you
That's,
not?
that's no accident.
You're not wearing a bra?
you're a businesswoman. We got
I'm sorry,
clients that-
When you say that, okay, let me ask you.
why would you wear a bra?
Just joking around. This is a Friday free
Let
show.
me ask you a question. Is it
There's no joke. Quit joking. The show's isn't about jokes.
if you,
What's it about?
if you need help, scratch the mic 3 times. No, is it appropriate if you, now I can't even look you in the eyes, if you tell us as a group, I'm not wearing a bra, the first thing I want to do is go,
Yeah.
is that acceptable or not acceptable? Like Samantha, if you say, hey guys, I wore my bikini today, I'm not wearing a bra, is it acceptable for me to go,
Well, it's expected, I guess.
You brought
Is
attention.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing it for you guys. I was doing it for him. He's not here.
well, he will be.
So I called my wife in to tell a story because I was going to talk about this today of something that she witnessed in 2 different occasions that I found it's sad and brilliant at the same time. But
It's so sad.
it is sad. Although
Thank you, Swervy Jones. 100,
It's really fucked up, too.
100 purple diamonds for no jokes. Thank you.
So tell me what you told me the
So
other
you have
day.
is this a theory?
No, something
I
she
don't
saw.
know. Well, it's something I saw, and I guess it's a theory because I've got no evidence other than like what I saw. But so I was on my way to I don't know where somewhere, but I was at the Wendy's drive-thru. I was just stopping for a Diet Coke on
Well, you don't need to
Alafaya-
tell us that. I believe you.
Alafaya and where's the college? Sorry, Colonial
UCF?
and Alafaya.
Yeah.
I had like
Okay.
a brain fart. And I saw an obviously disabled person asking for money, right?
Ew. Gross.
It wasn't like sometimes they
Yuck.
like limp and they I want to be correct here. Forgive me. If I say something that offends somebody, sometimes they.
Well, no, everything offends everybody.
Yeah,
all right,
so don't
I know,
even worry
so
about
I'm so
it.
scared now.
Yeah,
I don't know how you guys do this job.
We can barely do it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I don't,
Yeah, he doesn't feel. He doesn't care. It's a great.
He doesn't get the email.
It's a superpower.
I still want to use the R word, but
Somebody used that in front of me today, and I was like,
Somebody used the R word.
Butler can't stop you.
Butler says R word, N word. And I tell him you can't say that.
Not together.
Oh, totally together. He does a double R, then an N, and then sometimes the S word and the C word for Asians.
Come on.
oh, yeah.
He does not do that.
All right.
There's our sales guy. I need the people to buy from him.
Oh, we forgot. No jokes.
No jokes.
All right. So, sometimes people like beggars are like they limp or they make themselves look like more haggard than they really are just to get sympathy, right?
Okay, yeah.
The person who I saw was clearly physically disabled, like deformed, like from birth, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so it was obvious
is
that
it-
this is a real person with a real problem.
Like
condition.
300 throw him off the cliff deformed?
Yeah. Something like that.
He's having a rough.
He's
He's having a rough go.
Whatever was
What are
wrong
we
with
talking?
him was a birth.
But what was wrong with him?
I don't remember this.
Weird head, tiny arms,
I'll
no
tell you-
legs. What are we talking about
I can
here?
be a lot more specific about the second one, but I want to start with the first one because I saw more with the first one. So anyway, but whatever it was, he was obviously born with it, and he had a real deformity.
he was
right?
in a
Maybe
bad
it's
way.
Maybelline.
Well, anyway,
Maybe
so then
she's born with it.
Maybe it's retardation.
I see a guy like who's like sort of standing behind a car in the parking lot, like wave him over, and then he comes like hobbling over, and the guy and him sit down on a curb behind a car, and the disabled guy gave the other guy all his money, and then was counting it, and then the other guy
Special
put
needs
the money
pimp.
in his pocket
Special
and gave
pimp.
him a little stipend.
Yep.
So he was pimping out the
teamwork.
disabled guy.
Yeah.
Does that Juan's over here
Juan's
shaking his
like,
head?
yep, these
I've
just
never
yeah,
seen
they've been
that
doing that
before.
for years. Which mic are you on? Yellow?
I think so.
Yeah. You're good.
They definitely have they form like a
They have
commune.
a system, yeah.
They all
They'll take shifts.
It's like a tip share. Yeah.
I've
Okay,
never
well,
heard of this.
you're like I blew my mind because I'm like, I thought I was uncovering some like secret world or
Well,
whatever.
you are.
I'd
but
never seen that before.
Juan apparently already knew
We'll just
about
look at like any corner and there's like 15 of them.
Right, but
Well-
they're all crackies, right?
Not
like,
necessarily.
No.
well, they look like.
homeless.
Well,
yeah.
you get the pregnant lady.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
You got the
she's
whole
pregnant.
family sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, here's a pro tip. If you, because the pregnant ladies, sometimes they're not pregnant, go up there and take your finger and much like you would do at the supermarket, flick that belly a couple times.
Hollow sound, yeah.
You got to get a hollow sound and then give your money.
yeah.
But if it's like,
If
then
it's
it's a pillow from whatever, the Red Roof
if
Inn
it
or
feels like
something.
your forehead,
Yeah.
not pregnant.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it feels like your nose, pregnant.
if her belly
That's
button,
avocado.
like, yeah, same difference.
if the scab in her belly button falls out, she's ripe. That's what I've heard.
Well, anyway, I thought that I was uncovering some secret, but I've seen them before, like grouped together and like take turns basically. But I've never seen like somebody who was so physically like
Severely disabled.
Was he in a wheelchair?
that person. Could that person literally be a homeless person? Like, they were so disabled that like somebody obviously was taking care of them.
Yeah.
Do you know
like
what I'm
they
saying? Like,
probably
they were
had a like a like you and what my wife and me were talking about is that
You're that disabled, I feel
we
like.
think that there's like homeless people or panhandlers using severely disabled, because she saw it again happen a second time, but using severely disabled people to panhandle for them because they're getting more money and then bring back.
Taking the
It's
money
basically
from them.
you're pimping out a disabled
So
person.
you take the most disabled to get more money. BDM Brock in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, says, here in NYC, women will share small babies to use as props while panhandling.
real babies.
So I guess they'll trade out the babies depending on.
Oh
like,
my God! Yeah, like that's like real bad.
I saw-
I feel like
I've seen
that
like
baby's got
two
a job.
toddlers and an infant that the lady's holding, and that's like and the husband or whatever, the boyfriend or whatever, all outside of a Walmart, like at the exit.
Yeah,
and it's like
I
don't
never
leave,
give those
and it's like
people.
100 degrees outside, and they
Yeah.
have children out there.
I gave one of those people a bottle of water once, and she didn't want it. I was so mad.
I gave an old man at
I don't
Wawa a
drink
breakfast
water.
sandwich,
Can't
and then I
smoke
saw
water,
him
Kristen.
look at it,
God
and then he put it in the trash, and I was mad.
Well,
I wanted to kill him.
I would assume that if you have kids out there, like the cops will come and then they'll get like
they never come.
protective services
Why
or
don't they
like
come?
I don't know.
They'll flee the scene 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that when you involve kids, people are more like likely to call the cops and be like, "Hey, there's a kid out here."
Yeah.
Like,
I see the
you need
same
child
family.
protection.
Which is
all
really
the
not
time.
fair, because if I were out there, I would want the same level of people being concerned as you're concerned for the kids.
Oh, like as an adult?
Yes.
No, you're
Well,
an
maybe
adult.
for
You-
the
I
disabled.
want everything equal for everybody. Just
Babies
because
are
you're a
good.
kid doesn't mean that you get special treatment.
So, what I found interesting is, is there a syndicate of essentially like like people that are disabled and other people pimping them out to panhandle for them to get extra money? Like, this is the first time I've ever heard of
The
that.
guy I saw 2 days ago was alone, and then there was one guy watching him across the street, and that like he wasn't just like some guy who was crossing the street. Like
So
he
he
was
was
intently watching him. Like I knew that was the guy.
Eagle-eyeing him to see
Yeah.
if he's going to make
We
a
gotta
break
save
for
this
it,
bum.
or-
And this guy, listen, he was so guys. The one that were you with me? No.
No, you told me about it
Okay,
right
you
there.
know, do you guys remember the movie Big Fish
Oh,
I never
yeah.
watched it.
and the giant?
Yes.
And then so like, but he's obviously big. But this guy had the same sort of deformity.
He was a
but he
giant?
was the same size as me. Like he wasn't a giant, but his head was down like this, and it's like
Oh, okay,
he had like
gotcha.
a
I'm
narrow
looking at
jaw. And
He
big
was a
ears. He had
little
that.
giant.
Yeah, he
Much
was a little
like
giant.
the best-selling ladder and scaffolding of all time.
He could barely walk. He couldn't lift his head
Thank
up. It was awful. And then like the guy was going to take his money that he was getting, and everybody was opening their window and giving this guy
Don't
money.
give him your money, little
And
giant.
normally when you see some guy out there asking for money, nobody, like one guy will do it every other light. You know what I mean? Like you don't give money people don't give money as freely as they used to the beggars.
Is
But-
it possible that he got sick while being homeless?
No, not
this is like a
he was
deformity.
born like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
So are you?
I'm not talking about a disabled. I'm talking about like born with
Deformed,
something that
yeah.
I don't understand the term, and so I'm sorry
Yeah,
if I
what-
offend
yeah,
anyone.
we're-
Congenital defect.
Something, yeah.
a genitals defect.
Probably.
Congenital, yeah. And
I feel like those words
Now-
should be so far apart. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they should ever be anywhere close to that. Like you know the girl from
Yeah.
the band Sugarland. Her name is Jennifer Nettles, and she calls herself Jen-itals. And I've been the only person on Twitter that I've been actively vocal about the fact that her name is Genitals. And that's weird to me, and you should change your name legally. You should not be allowed to have that name.
Now, what I think the problem is here that me and my wife were talking about is like we think the person, because here's the thing. Okay, if the person with the deformity is like actually teaming
Are
up
they
with
being
someone,
taken advantage of?
yeah,
What
yeah,
I'm wanting to
and
know.
because
Well-
maybe this person wouldn't have been panhandling,
That's,
or
that's kind of trafficking, right? You're benefiting, exploiting somebody else, and taking their money.
that they
That's
was
really
the
trafficking.
But-
prostitution.
But
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know if this person is being
Without
like. It's
sex,
not
yeah.
like he's being. We don't know if it's a shakedown, right? He
It
might
sounds
just
like
be
it is.
I
actively
saw the
part
guy.
of the thing, right?
He could be, but the guy took all of the money. Like the disabled guy took all his money out of
He's
his
the
pocket
treasurer.
and gave it to the other guy, and then he took like $2 and gave it to him.
Yeah. That's how
Yeah, that's
how a
bullshit.
pimp works.
Is it possible that he had a caretaker who passed away? Because if you're disabled from birth, like that's like the big stigma with having a disabled child. When you pass away, who's going to take care of them? So then now this disabled person became homeless and was taken in by the homeless community, and they're giving him like money like for.
So they take care of him, but he obviously has to contribute.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the state, though, if you, I assume, I have no idea, but there's probably programs that the state has if you are that disabled.
You should get disability.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there's hundreds of programs, but even getting to programs is hard for some people. Like just getting.
And it's
to-
not enough.
Yeah, like
usually.
sometimes it's hard just to get there and get in the system.
But
But it's just not going to happen.
True, but the fact that Crystal saw it twice leads me to believe that they're catching
Was it the
on.
same guy?
No,
No,
different
guy.
and the
So is
second
your
one was-
suggestion that we need
We need to go save him.
We need a deformed person to panhandle for our show, and then we steal their money and then give them a couple of bucks?
No,
How does this help me?
I wanted to tell the guy, like, I wanted to roll down my window and say, if you need help, like you can get in my car and I will take you.
No, don't do
never
that.
let him in your car.
My
It's
God.
like you. It's
So
like
no.
Oh yeah, that's how you start your reel.
I'm like-
the van funny farm. Oh man,
I wasn't gonna take him
You
home,
pull
but
up
I,
like
you know,
hell's in there.
Yeah, I come over. I go over for a pool party. You got 25 creatures in the backyard, all grazing and doing different odd jobs. One of them's counting the umbrellas in the old thing. One of them's cleaning your pool. One of them's over there jacking it by the fence.
no, I just.
Tommy and
I
Max.
was just thinking like.
Tommy and
that-
Max are by the chain link fence and they're grabbing at him. And there's a
Yeah,
little.
it's like Walking Dead. They're stabbing their eyes out with screwdrivers.
You know about the Miami,
I'm
like the
sorry.
flower salespeople on the streets in Miami, right? They
Yeah.
they like all live in these tiny places. There's like 15 of them living in a tiny apartment, and they have to sell a certain amount of flowers
It's like an
before they can
indentured-
come back and,
Yeah.
and sleep there and get food.
That sounds like a fairy tale, doesn't it?
It's a weird thing.
It almost sounds like a weird, fucked up fairy tale.
Yeah, there's like there's like huge businesses that like panhandlers will make, and then but it's fucked up because
Can
they'll
we
take
interview
advantage.
this guy?
I don't. Well, there,
Gotta
it's,
find
for
him.
sure it's illegal what he's doing. All right,
Is it?
I don't think it is, man.
Well-
if that guy has a deal, the only way that it would be illegal is if the other guy's threatening the.
Right.
Yeah, but
And,
you
and
don't.
you don't
why-
know that to be true.
That's
But what-
why I wanted to offer him safety.
you
what-
should have. You know
I
what?
should have. I
You should've.
missed 2 opportunities
Call
to save
the
someone.
non-emergency
Next
number
time
for police.
I almost did, and
Oh yeah, they'll go.
I will
there,
not.
Yeah.
Don't let a stranger in your car.
What if
Yeah,
the
call
person,
the non-emergency number. The cops will get right on it.
Yeah, well,
strangers are generally nice.
here's the thing. What if the person is not mentally capable of understanding what's happening
That
to
can be
him?
true,
That
too.
is what it looked
the
like
other
to
person
me.
just taking advantage, like, hey, this person is so deformed that people will give him more money than give to me because they'll, when I
Well,
walk.
if- I would counterpoint. If you're that deformed, do you really need money?
Well, you
You have to live.
I feel like in order to keep money, you should
at
be
him
able to
fucking
hold it in your claws.
You had crab hands?
No, but
Did we
it's-
miss that part?
I don't know. In my imagination, he has crab hands. And I feel like, look, if you want to live with us, you got to be able to not have a quarter fall through your crab hands.
Well,
I
I just thought
we
it
should
looked
not
Oh,
to
have
look,
me.
everybody's a Christian all of a sudden. I got a bunch
Didn't
of
you hear
preachers.
the No Joke Friday?
yeah.
Can't make these kind of jokes.
I just felt it looked to me like these 2 individuals that I saw did not know better. Like they didn't know they were being taken advantage. They didn't make a deal, is what I'm saying.
Is
Like,
it possible that this is the son of the person he gave the money to?
That's
No.
true. They could be related.
nope, nope.
I mean, just
Not
because
possible.
it's a bad
No.
deal doesn't mean that anything. I mean, like, okay, let's say.
I know what that means.
Okay,
No.
let's say there's 2
He was
homeless.
younger.
Okay, I'm a homeless guy, and then let's say I've got my buddy Crabhands. He's a homeless guy. Crabhands is the better panhandler, right? But he's a real pain in the ass. You know, he's always shitting his fucking cargo pants, all kinds of stuff. Kind of like Juan was saying. So I got to take care of him. So I put Crabhands out there. I get the money. He gives me all the money because he knows I'm more responsible than he is, right? I give him a stipend that he can do whatever he wants to with, but then I'm keeping the money because we don't know that this guy isn't keeping that money and budgeting it out for things that they need.
Well,
We're
probably
going,
not.
we're going instantly to shakedown.
living in the street or whatever.
yeah,
You know, they're
yeah.
not budgeting.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
like
know.
budget, like you got to budget your
This much
how
for
many
beer.
Mike's Hard
Yeah, yeah.
Extremes we're gonna buy.
I don't know if
today.
this guy's fiscally responsible or not, but I'll bet 100% he's not. I'll bet any amount of money that anybody
It's
wants.
like the
I'll
lowest
take-
reason people are homeless, though, is it's not like usually a money issue. It's like a a crazy thing.
Yeah,
or,
yeah. It's they're imbalanced.
I'm
They're,
not good with money.
Mentally unstable.
Like my dad was notoriously
Addicted.
poor with money. He came home with our. We interviewed my mom about that. He came home with our entire safety deposit box and every dime that we owned in the trunk of the car because he wanted to buy a new motorcycle. Like we're just not. I mean that's pretty dysfunctional. I bet Crabhands is better than my dad was or me.
Oh,
I'll buy
he had a
anything
house.
at any time.
He had a wife.
Yeah.
Barely. He wouldn't have had it if it hadn't been for her. Like I would literally buy anything I wanted any point in time, all the time, if I were alone.
You would learn eventually.
You were alone, and you owned a home,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but I also had
and you owned an Xbox.
3 Harley Davidsons, BMW, all this shit I didn't want.
Friggin' rich, huh?
I wasn't rich, but through that syndication deal that we had early on, yeah, I was making really good money.
Yeah. Say you're spending money, having fun, single. You know, like.
But also,
Daniel, you can't compare yourself to this guy.
I want to be
I know
special.
you can't be
Crabhands.
I want to be Crabhands. You'll see tonight. I'll cut off all my fingers. I'll be Crabhands. I'll show them. I'll be Crabhands.
So.
What if that was my dream and I did that?
All you have to do is burn. You don't have to cut your fingers off. Just burn
and
the
stick
skin
them together.
Burn the skin on
yeah.
insides of 2 of your fingers, and then let them
They make meat
heal.
glue. Cut the skin off. Put the meat glue in
Just
between.
sew them together.
Heal
Meat
back
glue.
together.
Meat
Yeah.
glue. And then I'm constantly like this.
Oh yeah.
But
Do
you
I-
got to take the
However
thumbs
you
off.
want.
Do I cut my thumbs
Yeah,
off? They're
you
like
gotta take
dew
the
claws,
thumbs off.
right? I got to cut the thumbs off.
No, just glue the thumb in.
Meat glue the thumb in?
You know, that way later,
No,
if you
but
change your mind, you can
know what's
separate
weird
it.
is that when you put your thumb in, I can't hold my V out as big. I'll figure it out tonight when I start hacking on my hands.
What did you want to talk about yacht rock?
Oh, I did. I want to find new yacht rock. I put this out as a tweet last week. I want to find new yacht rock. I'm way back into yacht rock. Everybody's out there throwing around yacht rock like they just found out about it. Look, motherfuckers, I've been talking about yacht rock for the last 15, 20 years. Me and Drew used to talk about it back when I did his show.
Yeah.
But I want new yacht rock.
Is there someone producing
The
that?
only thing I can think of that might be classified as new yacht rock is Tame Impala. Do you guys listen to Tame Impala?
No.
Here, I'll give you some Tame Impala. Hold on, I gotta pull this up real quick.
Now,
So you want new, not new to you, but actually new.
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, like I want here. This is the
Millennials can't afford yachts.
right. Smooth, right? Funky a little bit.
It's funky. It's definitely funky.
It's easy listening. Listen to this guy sing.
He looks like Russell Brand.
He does. But when he comes and he sings, you're kind of like, oh, okay, this is not abrasive in any way, shape, or form. I could be on a yacht in the middle of the ocean. Right? That's the closest I can come to new yacht
I
rock.
saw a band that opened for the Get Up Kids this week. They were called Great Grandpa, and it was kind of like shoegazy. I don't know if you consider it yacht rock, though. I don't know if you want to look into them.
I want new yacht rock.
Check out Great Grandpa, see what you think. Okay.
what was the the best time for yacht rock?
It would have been
90s?
late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, okay, in the 80s.
It would have been late 70s, early 80s. Your staples would be Toto, Kenny Loggins, Michael McDonald, the Doobie Brothers. I'm trying to think of other bands that you would put on their quintessential like yacht rockers.
I have enjoyed the Alexa play yacht
love it.
rock
It's so
since
good.
you showed it to me.
It's so good.
It's the perfect poolside music.
It's the perfect poolside music.
Yeah.
Like even last night, my wife's out of town. She's in Miami, so I put the kid to bed and I went inside my little bedroom there and got everything good to go. Put on some diffuser with some essential oils, and then I put on the fan, and then I put on some yacht rock, and I fell asleep to some yacht rock. I was really high.
I feel like we're doing it wrong because our kids are crying still 9:15 at night. Come lay with me. I'm like, God damn it!
You just gotta give them a hard bedtime, right? I mean, it's not that easy, but
I mean,
But we
screwed that
don't
all up.
because when by the time TC comes home and then like dinner's cooked and everything, and then we want to hang out with them, so we want to go in the pool, and it's like it's 8:00, whatever.
it's our own fault. I mean, we fucked it all up.
Yeah.
different for everybody.
But it's fine.
But I
love them.
You get a good 10-15 bedtime, and then you're like, God damn, I'm tired.
They don't go to bed at 10:15.
I don't think May would get up if I let her go to bed too late, because, man, it takes a little while for her to wind down. So I put her in bed at last night I think she was in at 7:15, and then, but it takes to 8:15 for her to get it all out because she's reading books, she's singing songs, she'll come in, say something, I need water, something. There's always a myriad of things. So it's almost like just by design, Andrea's moved up the time to counter all of her bullshit. You know what I mean? It works. But she's used to it.
Let's do some new voicemails or old.
Do you want to do
lost-
the ones that I had to transfer? Because these are interesting.
Yeah.
Let's do lost voicemails. Here we go.
Sometimes when people leave voicemails, they don't always go to Dan via the Mediocre app. Sometimes they get stuck in limbo, only to be rescued and converted later. They won't be timely. They won't make sense. They might be years old, and the person who left them could quite possibly be dead. This is Lost Voicemails from Beyond.
I'll say it's sponsored by Porky's Barbecue and Apopka. Head by Porky's, get some delicious barbecue. Porky'sApopka.com.
Yeah, lost
Get the catering.
voicemails. Just to explain, I had a couple people email me, and they're like, what the hell do you mean by lost voicemails? Well, what happens is there's so many different phone varietals out there, variations of the Android devices, that at times we end up getting voicemails that are corrupt files. And then I have to take the files and convert them, and it's a really long process, but I don't want you guys to feel like you're not heard or you're not a part of the show. So I change these into files that we can play, and then I play them on this new segment called Lost Voicemail. So here we go. Here's our first one. This one's entitled Porn DVDs.
Tom, Dan, Sam, Trav. Hey, y'all talking on the BDM show about old porno DVDs, and I'm moving, so I'm packing stuff up, going through my closet. I find 4 that I've had stashed at. I don't even know how long it's been in there, but I thought about fucking hanging them up from my rearview mirror, like old 90s shit, you know. Remember we used to hang them through? And then on the other side of things, y'all getting on Travis about the fucking stinky tuna pie. And I worked at Regal Boats when I first moved to Florida. And this old Vietnamese man, Long Vo, yeah, go ahead, laugh at his name. Long Donger would cook the nastiest shit in his microwave, some stinky old Vietnamese stuff that we'd walk back in the boat after lunch break and literally have to walk the fuck back out for 20 minutes and turn a fan on and have it just exhaust all that bad air out of there. God damn, it stunk. I don't know what the hell they eat. But it's some nasty shit.
This is
Dude, can you get in trouble if you did hang like a porno DVD from the mirror? If it has like titties and vaginas on it?
No, I think it's your car. You can do what
But
you
you can
want.
see through.
I think you'd be fine with that.
Get in trouble.
If you start wrapping your car in like porno, again, they'll-
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
You're on the show.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you're with Tom and his beautiful wife, Crystal.
Hi.
And Juan is here and Samantha's here. But we were talking about people heating up things in their microwave and making the office stink. And do you remember all the times that you would leave your boiled shrimp in Dad's Z3?
Yes, I do, and then forget to take it in because I had leftovers, and it would smell up his car.
And he'd go, God damn it, Carol, it smells like a fucking whorehouse in here.
That's about what he said.
Yeah, he would totally scream because my dad said that my mom's boiled shrimp made his car smell like stinky pussy. Isn't that right, Mom?
He didn't say those words exact.
But he meant it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just want to clarify.
It reminds me of the time that I brought that popcorn in your car did.
Yeah.
For the wizard's wedding. And,
I had a moment.
Then you traded it in after.
Yeah.
You're a little bit like your father.
A little bit.
No,
I don't like stinky things in my car.
Yeah, Carol, one day I asked Dan for a ride to I think my friends were meeting me at Zaxby's you know, because they were heading up to Gainesville for the Wizard's wedding, and I'm like, hey, we got to stop by what's that, Cornell?
It's called Colonel Encore.
Oh, yeah, Cornell, yeah. And then so I'm like 2 trash bags of, like, you know, because they needed the popcorn for
cheddar cheese or salt and vinegar popcorn.
I think it was cheddar cheese, and because they were using it to wrap in little you know, packages on everybody's table.
Yeah.
And it stunk up Daniel's car.
And then the next day I traded my car.
He was bitching about it the whole ride. He's like, that stinks. And you're like, you're fine, you're fine.
It'll ruin your car. It's like when
I
Andrea
knew he was mad.
When Andrea got drunk and she
Laugh.
puked in my car. Remember that?
Oh,
I sold it the next day.
He is obsessive, compulsive about his car.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and his father was too.
Yeah.
Oh, Kara, I'd love to sit down with you one day and just trade stories.
You know what I would like to do? You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to
That would be fun, Tom.
Yeah.
I would like to set up an interview. It's like chatting with the masters, but I won't be there because my mom, I think, will feel more comfortable not having me like cut eyes at her or something, you know, if she says something rotten
Kara,
about me.
you should have seen the time I put a tiny ding in a scooter because a extension cord swung and hit the side of his car. I couldn't even see it.
It chipped the paint on my scooter.
Microscopic, Daniel.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Oh, yeah. It ruined his year, I believe.
He still talks about it.
You're traumatized.
I don't even own that scooter anymore, but I'm still mad about it. Well, I love you, Mama.
I love you too, honey. You all have a good day.
Okay, take care. She's so sweet.
Love your mom.
I love her too. Well, sometimes I do.
I
I don't love her enough to
trade some
share
stories.
some of my Crabhands money with her, but I love her. She's all right.
Let's play another old voicemail.
All right, another lost voicemail from beyond. Let's
and going back to the reheating your lunch at work.
Should never fish.
Yeah,
That's
seafood.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Never fish.
Now, what if you if you have some sometimes you get some stinky gumbo or
Well, that's Butler's thing. It's always like random stuff that it's a mishmash of stuff.
Yeah,
And you
he's
never
like-
know what it's going to smell like.
the broccoli.
It's pulled chicken
He
and then
said
a cow
it was
patty.
3-day-old
and
roasted chicken was the tuna pie we smelled. I was like, I don't know, man.
You shouldn't be reheating anything at work. Just eat it lukewarm.
Yeah, you're right.
That's my philosophy.
I
I never go down to the office kitchen. I bring my lunch to my office, close the door for the rest of the day.
Well, we spend money on this microwave. We're going to use it.
I told Butler just set it out in the sun outside.
Yeah.
It's like you should be able to. In the way that the heat is in Florida now, I really think we're missing an opportunity to cook things outside, like long term.
Just like put it in the dashboard of your car.
Yeah, like I have a piece
an
of
oven.
aluminum foil on the little overhang of our balcony, and I have a pork roast on it, and I'm just gonna see what happens. You know,
and
it's seasoned up good, just like Juan taught me.
Also, I feel like we've been microwaving things the wrong way for years. Like every time I put something in the microwave, it comes out steaming hot, and then I'm like, oh, and then I let it have to chill for 15 minutes before I can even eat it. I'm like, well, I obviously heated it too hot. Like
the microwave itself is the wrong way to heat.
It's a horrible. It's not efficient at all.
Listen, my grandparents used the microwave to like cook bacon, to cook chicken,
No.
and they
No.
are so healthy. Well, you know, my grandfather just passed away. But what I
Well,
meant
he
was
lived at
he
100.
was so
That's
healthy
just
until
genetics,
then.
right? I mean, I think that's
Bombarding
just
water
genetics.
molecules with radiation is not a good argument for being healthy.
But I'm
No,
just saying, it didn't do anything to them. They've been
Yeah.
doing it since the microwave was
they're
invented.
fine.
so.
It's just gross.
Yeah,
Like,
it is gross.
It is
cooking
gross.
like a slimy
I-
breast of chicken to pork. God damn! Like it couldn't be a more gross way.
I don't
Also,
think it's a
that's
slimy-
not good, right?
I remember when microwaves hit their heyday, there was this time when like things started popping off that you shouldn't cook in microwaves, but companies were going to take advantage of that. Do you guys remember baking cakes in the microwave when that was
No.
a thing?
And it's actually a legit technique.
But it had a little,
Yeah.
it had a little thing, and you like shook up the batter in this little thing. You stirred it all up, and then you put it in the
You're
microwave.
talking about
and
an easy bake oven?
no, it
There's
was
That's
a
the
thing,
same
there's a thing
process.
called a mug cake, and it's actually a like Michelin star technique of making
Oh,
the
really?
most perfect sponge cake.
Huh.
Because microwaves boil water from the inside out. That's like how they work. And that's like you want rise in cakes, right? And it does it the most efficient way
That
possible.
does make sense,
And
yeah.
like these 3 Michelin
'Cause you're
star
pushing
restaurants-
everything out, right?
Yeah,
That would
3
make
Michelin
sense.
star restaurants will microwave their sponge cakes, and they perfection.
Really?
I did not know that.
No shit.
But I remember when that was like a thing, and then they had like everybody remembers the little Pillsbury. Pillsbury's the first one I remember because I think they were in the bread game. It was the Pillsbury Doughboy, but it was a Pillsbury microwave pizza, and I was like, me, my mom, my dad. My dad didn't even like it. He's like, pizza, Italians. I don't eat that shit. But the pizza had that little, almost. It was like fake aluminum foil. It's like cardboard gray aluminum foil,
Yeah.
and you set the pizza on it,
Yeah.
and then you stick it in the oven, and it rotates around, and then it would have like, and then I remember thinking to myself, man, it's got real crust. This is the future. It fucking sucks,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still the thing, right? I mean, it was like they don't sell the Pillsbury pizzas anymore.
Well, any of those like
Totino's.
Yeah. Those I mean, I don't. If you microwave them, you're an animal. Like you put them in a goddamn toaster oven or oven, because it's gonna be soggy.
Oh yeah, it
gross.
always was.
Yeah.
It always was. Like my mom would get up in the God bless her. She'd get up in the morning, like early, microwave me a pizza, that Pillsbury pizza, hunk of shit. Then she'd let it cool. Then she'd put it in aluminum foil because I'm a big believer. If you're gonna put a pizza in your lunch, you got to put it in aluminum foil. I don't know why I feel that way. Just
I
as
agree with you. What are you going to put it in? It can't be paper. It's going to get stuck to the cheese. and it
Saran
can't-
wrap.
No, it
No.
traps the steam, makes it soggy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Got to be aluminum foil.
Well, the
agree.
aluminum foil would trap the steam.
Well,
too,
you let
right?
it cool, and then
No,
you put it in the aluminum foil. Have you ever packed a lunch?
I do it with my sons, but
Every
they
day.
sandwich, same
Peanut
shit.
butter
Yeah, but every
Give them
day
the
he
same
comes in there, he's like, I got the goddamn lunch wrong.
thing.
Tommy says, I'm tired of this, Daddy.
fine.
What do you give him?
Peanut butter and jelly every day.
No, he likes cheese sandwich now.
Now we've gone to cheese.
Oh,
sandwich.
cheese, that's a solid
Two
choice.
Kraft singles.
You put 2 pieces of cheese on there?
He's rich.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't tell you. I hide that. He likes two.
Yeah.
One is not enough.
Wait, so it's just cold cheese?
No, yeah. And then some American.
You don't want to know what my
That's
daughter
gross.
gets. Oh, it's bad.
So what?
I give her a stack of turkey pepperonis, a cheese stick,
Yeah.
some
What's a Lunchable?
French, like a fruit bites,
Yeah.
like an apple.
No.
It's all garbage.
Yeah,
And there's
fun.
all this stuff that she can't have because all these little snowflake kids that are with her.
You can't do the peanut butter.
Allergies.
No peanut butter. You can't. You can use sun butter. Sun butter fucking sucks.
What is sun butter?
It's,
I like it. It's from sunflower seeds.
it's sunflower
that sounds
seed.
delicious.
No.
Our religious school doesn't believe in peanut butter allergies. That's the devil.
Jesus created peanut butter for everyone.
yeah. So we're locked out. You know, every once in a while you see a kid running, holding his throat, and then
His ears turn bright red.
They throw some holy water at him. They're fine.
He's fine. Give him a Benadryl, splash a little Jesus juice on him. He's good.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk some more shit about something, and we'll do some emails.
I like that. Hey, you heard of the band The Menzingers?
Yes.
I know Samantha's a big fan. They have a new single out. It's called Anna. This is it. We get to play it first. 1-844-TOMNDAN or show@tomanddan.com if you want to drop us an email, and we will be right back. Their eyes.
If it was Tabasco, I'd let him eat it. just for the
Tabasco's
funny-
fucking hot,
Not that,
dude.
but not Birdie's hot.
No,
dude.
it's not Birdie.
Anyway, so then I was like, man, we should come out with our own Scotch bonnet hot sauce.
Yeah,
and
Caribbean
mimic-
style Scotch bonnet hot sauce,
Yeah.
because those are the ones that I think we gravitate to because there's a little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were talking about this. The Scotch bonnet and the habanero, are they cousins? Are they brothers?
Yeah, they're like the same family, but grow up in different environments for the most part.
Yeah,
and the
Scotch
Scotch bonnet has like way more flavor than a habanero does, but habanero's hotter.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
it's a
like
little
like a sweet,
sweeter.
It's a sweetness.
Yeah, there's like a sweetness, not like a sugary sweet. It's hard to explain. There's a complete different thing, but Birdie's to me that's my go-to now. Like I really, really like it. Is it too hot? Probably a little too hot, but I enjoy it.
But when
a
we
lot.
run out, then we got to either like order it or have someone buy it from them when they go down to Trinidad. Anyway, so I was like, man, Juan's made hot sauce before. I bet he can make a Scotch bonnet hot sauce. And then, so we talked earlier this week, and Juan got right to work with making like 6 jars, different variations of the hot sauce for us to try today. And we were trying it, and I was like, God damn, this is pretty damn close.
Oh, we went all
and
in.
it's good.
Yeah.
So we're working on in the future, in the near future, coming out with the old our own hot sauce, and we think we can distribute it to a lot of our partners, whether it be Gringos or Wassies or Johnny's. I mean, there's a lot of different places they can carry it
Mellow,
for sale.
different restaurants. You might want to drizzle it on your food. You know, like,
yeah, and you could buy, you just buy a bottle of it. Then I was like, man, we could even incorporate a charity aspect for like, we'll put for every bottle sold, we'll donate like $1 to Yellow Brick Road or whatever. And like, because
$1
for us, I'm like, I don't
get crazy.
I don't want to be in the hot sauce business and sell it for, but if we can make a cool hot sauce, break even, give a little money to charity, drive some traffic to our great sponsors, and it's a win-win.
Then selfishly provide ourselves.
Yeah,
with
and
an
then we have unlimited.
supply
Yeah,
of-
exactly.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
really
that's
what
the
I did it for.
key.
Yeah. All this other, there's just words. I just
fun-
want an unlimited
No,
amount
but
of hot sauce.
It is funny because we always do our best with anything that we try to achieve by just taking something that we like and shooting for that.
Yeah, and not make
Because
it
we're not
expensive
like
and-
some guys left me a voicemail. I can't play it because the audio is only on one channel. It was really shitty. But he's like, the thing I like about your show is that like you're giving us stuff that you want. And he's like, it's not bullshit. You're not like,
Yeah, not like fidget spinners.
well, I didn't approve that.
that was me. I'll take full credit. Listen, they
I
sold
mean,
out
they
in one
sold the
day.
fuck out.
Yeah,
so,
it's
I mean,
true.
I can't really complain. But like the straw
burned out
hats,
hot.
They were garbage.
Yeah, they were garbage. I still have mine, and then Maisie was like playing with it, and I was like, she's like spinning it, and then when a 3-year-old, she was 3 at the time, looks at you and goes, "What is this?" Like when your
Oh.
3-year-old daughter is basically chastising you, you. I'm like, you're supposed to be playing with it. It's a fidget spinner. You're supposed to be playing with it.
Yeah, but that's old news, man.
Oh yeah. that
What's the
burned
new
hot.
thing now? The new thing I see now is that little egg that has like a slime
the
inside
goop
of it.
in it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it barfs out the slime, and then if you squish him again and put the slime in his mouth, he'll suck his own barf back
Yeah, I
in.
like that. I want that.
It's one of my favorite Japanese characters, Gudetama. I gave Maisie a Gudetama toy.
We still have it.
Yeah.
We still have it, yeah.
What is that?
He's a existential dread egg. That's like
Dread egg.
Yeah, dread egg. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's just a weird little
Oh my
character.
God, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm the dread egg.
I can't even say it. Dreading. You're sad dreading.
You can't say existential?
I could say it, but it'd be
Say
tough.
it.
I'm not saying it. Let's. But anyway, so hopefully we can get that together, and
I'm super like crunchy hippie, so it's like no sugar added, no artificial nothing in the sauce. So
Yeah, no, it's good, man. Like I was impressed. Like Juan's, I was actually disappointed. I already ate my my lunch because I was like, I would like to have
Dunk that
because
in
I
there, yeah.
dip, and that's not. I don't think that's what birthdays is supposed to do.
No.
Like I dip, and then if there are any little like Scotch bonnet chunks, I scoop it up with my bread to get the extra heat.
Well, there's a lot of Trinidadian real men that guzzle that shit by the guy. I'm sure.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, you burned out your taste buds.
Why do most hot sauces only come in like small bottles?
you're only supposed to usually add like a few,
Yeah,
little
but
drips.
these motherfuckers go through it so fast.
We're doing something.
We eat it like
wrong.
ketchup. No, we eat it like ketchup.
We're doing damage to our. My wife's convinced. She's like, "You're giving yourself ulcers." I'm like, "That's not how it works."
It is how.
I don't know that to be true. Like, I just say that. I'm like, it's fine. I think it's only hot to my taste buds. Once it gets down into my organs,
Burning your
fine.
stomach up.
You don't get it on the other end.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
I get
taste
it on the
buds
other
and
end.
then my butt.
So you don't think it's burning anything else on the way down to the
I
butt?
don't
Okay,
think it feels.
What do you
anything.
do with your butt when you have a hot hole?
Oof.
Yeah.
Like I had this morning because I bought some of that Mrs. Renfro's salsa. They have a ghost pepper salsa now. I think I brought it to your house one time, and you're like, "That's too hot." Remember the salsa?
Oh yeah.
It's like a black label. They sell it at Publix, so it's amazing that you can get something that hot like on the actual salsa aisle. It's very odd to me, but like, how do you handle that? Do you just because I have to sit until it goes away?
On the toilet?
Yeah.
No. I go.
I let it go and then
It
I
hurts,
wipe,
I'm-
but it hurts to wipe.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I have to sit and have to like, and then I suck my sphincter back into me so that I feel like the balloon knot, all the wrinkles are touching each other. So it stings and I pull it in and I let it sting 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 and I hold that position until the stinging completely goes away. And only then will I be able to put my underwear back on.
I usually just I feel it is it's painful and I'm like I blame myself for this. I knew what was gonna happen.
And then it gets raw from because sometimes you can mess your stomach up, so you got to go a bunch of times. But then there's times when I don't even want to wipe because it hurts too bad to wipe.
Take a cold shower and open your cheeks.
You could do no, that hurts.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I never
It
take
hurt?
I never take a cold
So
shower. I take a hot shower, and then when I open my cheeks, it stings, and I go, "Gah!" and I pull them apart.
Yeah.
Capsaicin is fat soluble. That's the spicy chemical.
Yeah.
So water will just smooth
Oh,
it
okay.
around, right?
Never mind.
So you just want to take a stick of butter and jam it up. there.
Oh,
Last Tango in Paris. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Last
Oh,
Tango in
let's talk about
Paris
that.
now.
Okay, so and then we're gonna get to emails
right.
after this. But so we were talking to our guest that does this film festival. Like it's called
Sick and Wrong Fest.
Sick and Wrong Fest, and he put this together. It's like the third
Steven
year.
Stoll.
Yes,
That
and
was our guest.
So-
Rhymes with demon skull. That's the only reason I remember it.
If you want to go back and listen, it was this week's ACT, I think Tuesday maybe. But so we were talking about like sick and twisted movies that we've talked about before, like Antichrist and Serbian film, and like just it's way crazy.
The
and
human
bad.
centipedes are too easy.
Yeah,
to talk
the
about.
Antichrist and Serbian film are like whoa, like way
It's
way
shock
over the top.
jock movie, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Serbian film should not. I just feel that's garbage to me. I've seen it
yeah. It's just
because I had to see it. It was almost like curiosity was going to kill me if I didn't, and I watched it. And I'm like, this is a hunk of shit.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
this should have never been made.
it's over the top and
at least human
gory.
centipede, you can laugh a little bit because you're like, he's pooping through that guy's throat.
Yeah. But then, anyways.
Anything with kids, I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're fucking stupid.
100% warning. I won't even want. Just read the damn Wikipedia page. It's too far. Anyway, so we were talking about that, and then we were talking about other movies that have come out that even like behind the scenes that have done crazy shit that people don't even know about. Then he brought up, what was the movie's name?
Last Tango in Paris.
Last Tango in Paris, and in that scene. I forget everybody's name. What was the actor?
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando and the actress name
Maria Schneider.
Yeah, there you go. Had the scene that the director didn't tell her about, like what they were going to plan to do. Like it wasn't in the script, and he basically had Marlon Brando like simulate this rape scene in the movie that she didn't even know about, and. Legend has it. I get Samantha read it. We couldn't.
Oh yeah, there was plenty of stories about it. She's done a lot of interviews about it too.
Yeah, we couldn't talk about an ACT because it's so graphic. But Marlon Brando apparently during the simulated rape scene, which she didn't know was going to happen, like him and the director worked out because they wanted the realism of it. Took a stick of butter and put it in her anus, and
for quote unquote lubricant for the rape. He had to have just smeared it on the outside, not actually inserted it into someone. I feel like you could clench your butt and keep that from happening. It's just butter, though. Right? It slides in, right?
Yeah, but it's
also
malleable.
Gonna break down, right? It's gonna melt.
It's not a
I'm
stick.
sure who knows how much actually went inside of her, but I mean,
but anyway,
the fact that he's trying to shove a stick of butter up her ass.
It was way too far. And she didn't even know.
You could get a pat or two in there. I feel like
she was only like 19 at the time.
Yeah, it was, and then so I guess that scene is in the movie, or like scenes of it, not actually the butter thing. I don't know. I've never seen it, but
director's cut.
We were like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And apparently, then she went on to talk about how, like, at the time she didn't make an uproar. It's like, fucking, especially in that time in society, who's gonna listen or care? And a couple of things in different movies that happen like that, where they've surprised an actor or actress with stuff just to
Didn't
get the
he win
general.
an Oscar for that?
He may have. His whole thing is like he didn't want her to be acting. He wanted her to really feel the humiliation.
No, he got
You're
nominated.
A dickhead.
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean, like the 40s, 50s era Hollywood is just like scumbag. Like,
city. The worst of the directors, the producers.
Well, this was like 1972, right?
Oh, much later than that.
Yeah, this was 1972.
I mean,
and
think about how bad it must have been. Where just recently Weinstein, all this shit comes out about him, and that was in the 8 years ago or less. So imagine 30 years ago in Hollywood, the shit they used to do. And
I feel like there's a pretty similar story to this, but it's not involving like sexual assault, but it's like an unplanned stunt that the director was in on, and this actress got injured, and like her face is injured, and she basically lost her career over it.
That sounds familiar, but
I can't think of the name, so it's an irrelevant talking point.
Well, have you read that? It says the film contains a scene in which Brando's character anally rapes Schneider's character using butter as a lubricant. While the rape is simulated, the scene still has a tremendously negative effect on Schneider. Is it Schneider?
Yeah.
Schneider. In a 2000 interview, Schneider said...
Maria Shriver, right?
No, Schneider.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Isn't that Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't
Different
put
people.
butter! Don't put the butter! Yay! Schneider said that the scene was not in the script, and that when they told me, I had a burst of anger. Woo, I threw everything, and nobody can force someone to do something that's not in the script, but I didn't know that. In 2007, Schneider recounted feelings of sexual humiliation pertaining to the rape scene. This is a quote. She says, "They only told me about it before we had to film the scene, and I was so angry. I should have called my agent or had my lawyer come to the set, because you can't force someone to do something that isn't in the script. But at the time, I didn't know that. Marlon said to me, 'Maria, don't worry, it's just a movie.' But during the scene, even though what Marlon was doing wasn't real, I was crying real tears. I felt humiliated, and to be honest, I felt a little raped, both by Marlon and by Bertolucci. After the scene, Marlon didn't console me or apologize. Thankfully, there was just one take." That's fucking terrible, dude.
So
still one of my favorite movies. No, I'm kidding.
I've never seen it
either.
There's been some crazy shit. I mean, Obviously, nothing like that could ever go on now.
There was
right?
one movie that was like about cannibalism, and they filmed it somewhere in South America, and they like actually like killed and ate animals.
I remember. Yeah, that
wasn't like simulated animal death. It was like torture and kill of animals. It was bad.
Wasn't that?
I didn't watch it, but
it was like in the jungle in like the Amazon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like and the movie came out in the 80s.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I've seen that before. And
you've seen it?
No, not the
Oh,
movie.
you just heard
but
of it.
I've
Okay.
seen like every once in a while they come with a list of like crazy, shocking movies, and that's always on there. And a bunch of those things.
I think there like there's an element to different movies and wanting to get real reactions on film rather than acting, but it's still acting. Did you guys mention Blair Witch or
no?
I think even in Blair Witch there were certain things that, not to this extent, I don't think they were butter asses, but I do feel like there was an element of like. Those actors,
realism.
yeah, they're out in the woods. They didn't tell us anything. They were running around trying to like make noises and scare the actual
Did they
actors.
do that?
Yeah, they did, to try and like invoke.
That,
when I first watched that, I mean, I'll say it, like I went to the Enzian when it first appeared here in Orlando, which was a really big deal because the two movie makers were from UCF, so there was like this hometown kind of a vibe, and I went and I saw it, and I was legitimately fucking scared when I saw that on the big screen.
Yeah,
like
I was scared the first time I
because
watched
there
it.
was nothing like that. I'm sure there had been movies before it that kind of emulated that, like, oh, this is like a real tape,
Like
and
found footage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my God, it's a documentary. But like when we went into that, I was the epitome of a person going into that movie with zero knowledge. I didn't know. First of all, I'm not a movie guy, so boom, I'm already a mark.
Also,
right?
that's like kind of before internet was popular, so it's not like you did any research or heard anything about it.
There was nothing you could do. So
Yeah.
I remember going into this thinking, oh, the Blair Witch Project, it's a horror movie. Okay, fine, let's watch it. I remember literally leaving that movie and being like, what the fuck did I just watch? That was insanity.
That was the first movie that they experimented with, like super low budget, like found footage, and since then they've done a lot of like the Paranormal Activity.
It's called The Cloverfield.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I know it's trash. I love it.
But no, I don't think it's trash. I would love it, but something about my motion sickness, my genes won't allow me to watch that without feeling like I need to barf. I've never been able to fully finish it without having to look the other way and just listen to it. Does that make sense? It's too... Like, I get that
Too
way
shaky,
with,
yeah.
sometimes I get that way with shows like Deadly's Catch and shit. Like, I can't, because there's a guy on the deck with a camera and it gets all wonky and I start, like, pretending I'm in it, I guess, and I freak out.
They only spent $60,000 to make Blair Witch.
Yeah, and it grossed something and like...
$250 million.
Yeah.
Did they make that at UCF too? Like, isn't it local to here?
It's something local. Yeah. It's
Oh.
local
What do you mean,
filmmakers. Blair Witch.
I'm pretty sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was UCF guys, but it wasn't filmed around here. But it's definitely UCF guys.
That is a profit margin.
Oh, yeah.
30, what is it, 60,000?
Yeah, 60,000.
60,000, 250 million. And from there, they did a bunch of like low budget, high grossing movies. You probably can't do any more. That ship has sailed.
Isn't that the whole formula of the, was it Bloomhouse?
Yeah.
That's their whole formula, is to make super low budget horror and then like The Purge and then rake it in.
Let's do some email. I know Seth's on his way. He texts me.
Email only, so your intro today will be this.
Oh my God!
It's email.
Email brought to you by Semantics.
All right.
Which I'll be on tonight.
Yeah!
and-
Lift that ban. Send her away. You don't like this country? Don't be gay.
I'll be on Semantics
All the
tonight.
secrets.
Where can people hear it?
Semanticspodcast.com. You can listen to it on any of the podcast platforms, including Spotify.
You heard about
Will it be out tonight?
We usually put them out on Sundays.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Semantics Sunday.
Yep.
Oh, I told all my listeners.
Your own personal listener.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, I have so much in store for
Have you
them.
heard about
I
this?
can't
Have you heard
wait.
about this, Donald Trump? You know, in 2016, he's talking about, lock her up. You know, in 2020, he's send her back. Pretty soon, it's going to be the biggest sausage party ever, right?
I told all the Tom heads that.
Is that what Tom heads? Wow,
Yeah,
Tom
you're
heads.
good. Hey, everybody, look who's here.
All white.
High five.
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, look at you, my God! I didn't know that. Fresh from his dancing
You missed
debut
Crystal
with
earlier. She was
the
here looking for you.
Backstreet Boys return.
Where do you get white shorts from?
I don't know.
To the 90s?
No, you got to be fit. You got to be fit to wear white shorts, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're supposed to wear white shorts in summer. That's like a thing. My ex taught me about fashion. That's how I know about fashion.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. maybe she did on purpose.
Yeah. If I make him dress in all white, he'll never get married again.
they're Abercrombie and Fitch. Isn't that like the
Abercrombie and Fitch. What is this? 2002?
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. You look great.
Talk to a guy who's never mind.
Yeah.
Gunshot now.
Don't be mean to me.
I want to be nice at first. I don't want to be mean right away.
You're fine.
All right, we're doing
You look
emails. We'll.
Sorry, I'm late.
No, you're fine, man. It was our fault for not telling you that we're going to move the timing up to noon.
Yeah, my mom already yelled at me.
Look, we're getting used to this too.
And for once, I'm busy. Actually busy.
But look, we're getting used to this too. Like, I'm a little rattled. I know you're a little off your game. You know, like it feels a little different, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to take a little while to get used to it, but I do think that the energy level, and I think that it's just definitely better to move it up a touch. So let's jump into email, something that we haven't done on its own in a very long time.
All right, this is from our buddy Ron. He said, your guys' LA trip. So is there a chance for us to follow your exploits here? Is there a meetup plan? Should Sam plan it? Also, the earthquake was like 40 seconds. That is considered long. Who knew? I wonder what famous TV dad do you see yourself as? I see Tom as Andre from Blackish, spouting facts with poignant moments among the exaggerated storytelling that only skewed by his limited experience, always being a source of shame and embarrassment on the regular with his self-centered ideals, while Dan is a mix of Fred Flintstone and Tim Taylor, with his wife keeping him in check from his own paranoia or spending, while his machismo can only be curtailed by his love for his child, always entertaining those around him, but especially his daughter. Hope to see you again soon.
You know, what's funny is because I see it the exact opposite of if you're going with Dre from Blackish, like Daniel's more because he keeps up with the cool things and like good, like he knows all the cool fashion and
I guess I do.
And then well, you know, like you at least you keep up on current events.
I do,
and what's currently cool.
I do.
I'd put myself more in the Tim Taylor, Al Bundy scenario.
I think you're very Al Bundy. That was the one that kind of stuck out to me.
Yeah. No, ma'am, hates his family.
Well, you don't. You love your family. You just love your boys most. You know.
Yeah. I love. Yeah.
You could live without them for sure.
Wait till you get your talking dog. When you get a talking dog,
your wife.
You're right. Why did they have that talking dog? That's stupid.
Well, he didn't talk. You were listening to his thoughts.
It was like a jump the shark kind of moment. I feel like you know. Once they changed what. Marcy Darcy's?
Marcy Darcy.
Yeah, once they flipped those out, there was no, no stop.
Did the dog talk the entire time? I can't remember. If the dog...
You just hear his thoughts. I think only the audience would hear his thoughts.
Yeah, only we would hear it.
Yeah.
How about Happily Ever After? Did you guys watch that?
I watched Unhappily Ever After.
That's what I mean.
That was good.
That was with Bobcat Goldthwait as
the rabbit or whatever.
A talking rabbit that no one could see, right?
Yeah, and Nikki Cox, which was
Cox.
Jay Moore's wife.
Nikki Cox could get it back in that time, and I think she's a little
I
crazy
heard she's
now.
cuckoo
right?
bananas.
Yeah, I think she's cuckoo bananas now. But her name, so good.
Next email.
Not nude.
Wait, are you guys gonna have a meetup out in California? Probably not, because you guys got a lot of shit going on.
Man, that's gonna be a kind of a dine and dash scenario.
How can people follow your adventures? Just social media?
Well, we'll know.
I like giving a definite. They cannot follow.
Okay.
The problem is, like, we've already contacted a lot of podcasts and a lot of comedians that we know that do podcasts out in LA, and a lot of them have said, yeah, for sure, we'll have you on, no problem, but we don't plan that far ahead. So you're talking about end of September, so we don't know where our schedule is. So we're gonna have to wait closer. So when we get closer, we'll at least let you guys know the list of podcasts that we'll be on, so you could listen to those interviews on their podcast.
And I promise you, if there is time, meaning if we, like, let's say we're waiting to do Josh Wolf's show and he doesn't tape until 9:30, and we have from like 4 till whenever, we'll try to find a spot and put it out there for people to like, hey, we're eating lunch at this time or eating dinner at this time, and if you want to come hang out, come hang out.
And we're going to be doing our own shows from out there, too.
Yeah.
It's like we're going to be doing ACTs and other content as well. So you'll be able to follow what we're doing literally daily, because we'll probably be putting out stuff daily through ACT and all that.
Correct.
So you'll be able to know what we're doing based on our shows, and then we'll let you know the shows that we're going to be on. But we're still in the planning process of it.
I like how Chase was like, do Rogan.
yeah.
You're just trolling us,
That
man.
ship has sailed. There's impossible to do Rogan, Kreischer, Corolla.
No, Bert we could still maybe do, but he just won't return.
Yeah.
You can't do Rogan?
No, too big.
No, you didn't see what he was doing there? I like the fact that you're...
Well, I mean, I could text him right now and ask to get you guys on if you want.
What?
He won't text you back.
You wanna make
Do it.
You bet. Let's bet.
You think you know Rogan good enough?
Yeah.
Why don't
I've known?
you know how big his show is compared to other?
I know. Yeah, I understand. I'm not saying I can actually get you on the show, but he'll text me back.
Well, what does that do for us, Seth?
just to show you that I'm cooler than you. I guess. I'm just messing with you. But it was a shot at my shorts. I'm shooting back at you. Take that.
Hold on. When's the last time you texted
it bothered him, not me. I don't.
He
probably changed his number.
Yeah. Of course. Listen, there was a time that I could have called up Bert Kreischer, but 1 year will do a lot for your career.
Just still text. How many plugs do you need for the jungle? Little gorilla program.
I'm serious in the fact that I saw the evolution of these guys' show and how fast they grew, because it almost happened with us too. Like we were growing alongside. It's just like we're locally, and like there was an explosion.
That's why we're here where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, like we did grow.
So,
we were very lucky that boom happened.
So, like, imagine 100 times bigger than us, and nationwide, these other podcasts that everybody kind of did the same thing. It's like they were doing mainstream media, then they would start doing their own, shows and their own content. And they didn't know at first how to monetize it, so it was like the Wild West. And like shit, I saw it with Rogan. Like his only sponsor was Fleshlight for the longest time, and then something clicked. The market shifted, advertising shifted more towards like podcast and like this new media, and then all of a sudden big money started flowing in. I saw it happen with like even Corolla when Toyota and big business like Burger King and shit started running commercials on a show. I was like, oh, and then I saw him like splitting his shows to get more like commercials in, and then I was like, oh, this motherfucker's making millions. Like just based on what he said his downloads are, I'm like, these big sponsors are paying him 20-30 grand advertising per commercial and shit, and then I imagine that's happened to everybody. And then Bert Kreischer jumped from doing improvs to doing full-on theaters and stuff, and that's where
Segura
big money
did
comes
that too.
in.
A lot of these guys that we've had in have done that. And good for them. I'm glad it's happening.
So they jumped.
Still text. I mean, it's worth a shot.
Try it out.
They jumped to the next level. And so now, like you do Rogan. I mean, that shit changes people's careers, and it changes people's podcast downloads by a lot. So once you got that kind of power, you start vetting a lot more of your audience or the people that you're interviewing, I'm guessing, and then it's harder to do do the show.
100%.
But there's still a lot of other good podcasts that have good audiences that we're going to do while we're out there.
Yep.
Anyway, next.
We might even do Linnell's birthday party.
I think that's in.
I think it's in January.
Yeah, that's in spring.
What would
throw
you
her
do?
a birthday party
What if we
anyway.
threw her one?
Yeah.
Would you let me fuck her?
What does that mean?
I would do it.
Don't tell us.
I would do it for the show. Would you keep it a secret?
I'll be like.
Well, if you did it for the show, then you'd have to talk about it on the
We
show.
talk about it, but my wife would think it's fake. But I really do.
Okay.
But I really do.
Then that's fine, because I could then tell the truth and my conscience will be cleared. Whether your wife believes it or not, it's on her. Right?
But I'm going to need you to stand in the room with me.
That's fine. I can do that.
Okay.
But that's easy. I mean,
in plain view, though, not in a closet. Like sitting in a chair like a cuckold husband.
That's
what I want.
Then
I want you to like hold your hand like this and be like, oh God,
she's
doing it again. That's what I want.
Then I'm slowly
stroking it, but you can't get hard.
But then you put
So
you put that in
soft.
you put that in the camera view. I don't need that. I don't need to see the husband. There's a sad aspect to that.
Okay, I like the sad aspect. I like it when they check in with the husband when the wife's like eating cum off of a spoon, and then they pan the husband. He's like, she's doing it again. Oh God.
Those are the fake ones, though.
I don't think they're fake.
Well, it's always the home. When the husband's filming himself.
What's your
in
kink
the
right
motel.
now, Seth?
I'm sorry.
In porno, what's your kink?
You want to get gross already?
Well, that's a gross. What do you want? What are you into, bro?
Like,
diarrhea in my eyes.
like the rosebudding.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
You know what? You can leave.
See, I told you.
You want that?
You want that? That's something wrong with your anus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means you're gonna prolapse.
Well, it's not something wrong with mine. It's something wrong with theirs.
No, that means like literally.
I like it. It looks.
No, it doesn't look good. That means you could be with your girlfriend at Cece's Pizza and she could rosebud into her pants and be like, "Take me to the emergency room. I just shit my organs out."
Well, it goes back in. You press it.
No,
out.
not always. You
Why
get
do
to
you
a
want
point.
that?
Oh, why the fuck you asked me that? That's what I like. God damn it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
He didn't expect it to be that bad.
Hey, you're into that. Every to each their own.
I like your
you know.
shorts, bro.
Don't mean to.
I just looking at his shirt. No, his shirt would go good with these shorts. It'd be a nice combo.
I like your shirt better though. It's more whimsical. His is a little too serious.
All right.
You look like a Pokemon trainer, Seth.
Next,
A Pokemon trainer. That's cool.
That's a good thing.
That's cool, nerd.
you know what? I like the subtle
All
bully.
right, this is called Shit Paper Problem for Tom.
You're fun.
Yeah, this is a new one that came in this morning.
Hey guys, this one's for Tom. I have the same bathroom habit as you in that I am a stand and wipe kind of guy. I want to know how you dispose of the used TP. I tend to do it the lazy way and just drop it in from standing height. Sometimes, however, either I am hungover or just not putting in the concentration required, the shit paper will rim shot the toilet seat and land on the floor.
Oh.
This presents a lose-lose scenario. Either the paper has landed shit down and now I have shit floor, or it is brown side up with no good way for me to grab it. This is the only negative about wiping this way that I have found. Perhaps you handle this in a better way. I don't believe you all have discussed this particular aspect of the stand versus sit
We
debate.
haven't.
Yeah. Well,
Do you get close to the toilet when you?
No. I got the. I'll answer this gentleman's question.
3 points.
I ricocheted off the bathroom mirror into the toilet, scream, dude, perfect. Every time. I mean, it causes a lot of mess, but it was,
How do you do it?
You just put it in there. What kind of question is
Can
this?
you show me how high you stand when you're?
Hey, no, it's a crouching. It's never.
Could you show me right now?
I've done this
would
a million
feel-
times.
No, I've never seen you fully go through
Also,
the motions
I'm
real.
I'm trying to teach my sons because now
Don't teach them to stand.
they're sitting. I'm like, standing is easier, son.
No, it's
what are you
not
doing?
easier.
You guys are Neanderthals. You need to get the bidet toilet. It's so much better, guys. You don't have to worry
I'm-
about wiping
I'm
anymore.
gonna get
Literally,
one.
I haven't wiped in years.
But you still need to wipe, right?
Well,
Water.
You dab. Oh no, mine has a dryer to it. You don't have to get the dryer one, but mine has a dryer that dries your butt too.
Well, I think your diet is cleaner. Sometimes,
Yeah, I don't
no,
have
cleaner
sticky-
diet's a juicier diarrhea.
No, I don't have sticky butt. I'm clean.
you
kinda when I
know,
wipe. It's-
you know, like the Major League Baseball. There's like mud they rub on the baseballs, and it only comes from one place. It's true.
Yeah.
Like there's one mud farmer gets a special mud that he rubs the baseballs in, and everybody in the Major League Baseball uses it.
You know he jacks it in the mud a little bit just for a power.
Anyway, that sometimes my doo-doo's that consistency of the Major League Baseball mud. And it's
Oh,
so
me
hard
too.
to-
I had one in
like,
here.
It takes a.
You got to get on that fiber train, bro.
No,
that's also minimal wiping.
I'm on the
worst
fiber
train.
train. I went in there the other day after you guys had left, and I blew it up. I blow it up with the door open because I'm afraid that somebody's gonna come. The samurais to come in and kill me while I'm shitting. And I used a whole roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
I had to wipe, sit, wipe, stand while the flush, then wipe, then stand while I flush, then wipe. It wasn't stopping.
It's not good for your hemorrhoids, wiping so much.
No, I know it
irritates
wasn't stopping.
Doesn't that mean you just weren't done pooping?
No, I was done. No, I was done. But my ass had decided it was just like lazy, just like it was like this. It was like. It's just like spitting a little bit. I'm like, just fucking stop.
All right. I'm sorry. Next
All right,
email.
Dan's weight loss. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Listening to A Gentleman's Guide of Manliness, and you mentioned you're down 30 pounds from your heaviest weight
I am.
ever. I know how hard it can be to stay focused and on the right track, so I wanted to show some love and say congrats. At my heaviest in 2015, I was 150 pounds. I'm 5'8".
I think he meant 250 because I read this.
Yeah, I was about to say, what?
At my heaviest, I was 107 pounds.
Well, then he goes, I'm down to 175. So yeah, he must have meant 250.
Yeah, 250.
I have my slip-ups every now and then, but I constantly remind myself it's a marathon, not a sprint. Just curious as what lit the initial spark to start making healthier choices. For me, it was finishing college. It felt like a natural spot to start a new chapter after just finishing one. Plus, I was crushing my then fiance, now wife, when we were pumping. Keep it up, proud of you, even though I'm essentially a stranger.
I would say.
Was it that picture from Mellow Mushroom from last year?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I showed that to your wife. Yeah.
She didn't believe it was real.
Yeah.
She's like, that's not you.
I'm going to show this to Seth. He'll laugh.
So this was from last April.
Nobody laughs at this. I want people to laugh at this.
Oh, sad. Also, it seems a little like there was like a...
right?
Yeah,
that's a different human being.
You're literally a butterball turkey there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, and look at the beard. I dyed it and then as a joke, but like it just doesn't help.
Now you're like a deflated person of you. It's like
it seems like the camera distorted you in a way.
No,
like
that's it.
like a clown
house,
like a clown mirror.
It doesn't seem real.
You look big too.
Yeah, he was heavier. Yeah, he was like 25 pounds heavier.
I was
we were fat as fuck.
215.
Enjoying life.
Oh yeah.
Yep. There we go.
And you know what? For me, when we released that documentary and we saw ourselves on a giant movie screen, I was like, God damn! Like, I was like, you're fat as hell, and your polos are too tight. I was like, and
your nipples.
And then I'm sweaty alcoholic. Like I was just like, holy shit. And then I got on blood pressure medication, and I'm like, I'm too young for this shit. So that's it. And then started taking Adderall.
You got some bits from Swervy saying Dan the hippo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was hippo crazy. You know, it's funny because like
guys are okay to be.
Well, a lot of people.
That's acceptable. Totally acceptable.
No, but a lot of people have asked me like, why did you get so heavy? And a lot of it has to do with just, and I'm not using this as an excuse, but I've told you this before about the stress of like even starting this company. You know, like, because now we kind of like, I wouldn't say we know what we're doing, but we at least,
Samantha,
we have a routine now, you know, like before it was like, oh shit, we're going to have to like, and we weren't starting like a brick and mortar concrete business. We were starting like a business on something that like in this area, especially, had never been done before.
Even nationwide, it didn't. There was
it wasn't like a thing. So
we were stressed. We were eating all the time.
Oh man, eating all the time, drinking all the time, but like not sleeping well. Like I mean, just list every bad habit that somebody has when they get overweight, and boom, it was there.
Yeah.
You know, like now every morning at 7 a.m. I'm working out for at least an hour every single day. Every single day. I have to.
Yeah.
Because it helps my stress and my anxiety, my hypochondria, all of it. Now, I understand why Seth is an Adonis. It helps your dude. If you were a NARP, as you call them, you would be literally like I don't even know what you would be.
I'd be on tons of
You'd
medication.
You'd be freaking out crazy, right?
Yeah. So it's actually a bad thing that I'm like this.
It's gonna you'll slip up, you'll have like an accident or something.
Oh, you want him to get paralyzed?
Not paralyzed, but you'll go through something and
have to get on pain pills.
Like what's his name at the end of Dodgeball, where he's like super in shape and they cut him. He's a big fat mess.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You'll be in your Hellcat. You're racing some teen, and
you've got the hand grips now because your feet don't work.
No. But I mean, that's how the accident happens. Then
you'll put that bad juju on me.
You'll get some rehab, and then the doctor's like, you can't work out. You go spiral into depression.
They've told me that before, and I still do it. I don't care. Like when I've had injuries and breaks and fractures and bone fragments floating, they're like, don't ease off it for a good month.
And you can't do it.
Tomorrow, the next day.
It does help
the
your
pain
anxiety,
pill haze will keep that from happening.
No, I don't take the pain pills messing. I can't do pain
more
pills.
than anything. The anxiety helped from that. But yeah, so he said I want to answer his question accurately. The catalyst. The movie had a little something to do with it, the documentary. Like, when we saw ourselves, it became a joke. We're like, oh, my God, how fat and greasy can we be? And then I was like, well, maybe. And Juan has something to do with it because you bought your Peloton, and I'd been wanting one for years. And since it was a Kickstarter, like it used to be a Kickstarter thing. And now it's like about to go public. It's like literally exploding globally. And I'm like, No, I like if Juan can get one, like honestly, Andrea, I've been following you. I'm a tech guy. I've been following this for years. We should get one and just give it a go. And she was interested, and we like riding bikes, and the rest is history.
Can you guys like connect? Like if you're at your house, you're at your house, you can like
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm
Yeah.
really thinking about doing because I
You
want
can
different ways
camera
to work
up.
out too.
I can
so-
camera up with you,
No
like and
way.
you could be riding with me, and I can like I can
That's
hit my
fucking
camera and be like,
cool.
"What's up, Seth?" And you'd be
Really?
like, "What's up, dude? Do a good job, bro." And we'd like slap our cocks together.
Yeah,
and
we can do
boom.
that?
Yeah,
Oh.
100%.
It's
I might do
it's
this.
an incredible device, 100%.
It is 100% the best. I have already got my money's worth, and it's not even paid off.
I think I might do it.
It will be.
I want.
I want to do it.
I
I
want
just
something.
don't
I
think I
want
can
something
afford
different
it.
to work out.
I'm going on Craigslist, get an exercise bike and an iPad. Same
No,
thing.
you know what's funny?
I'm selling one of my used Airdyne from the gym. You can have that. It's all sweaty.
No, you know,
It has tape around
How
the
much?
handles.
$30?
You know my friend
50.
Rebecca, the blonde who works for MTV that we've had him before.
Yeah.
She found a one of these. You got to find because they have a buy, sell, trade Peloton group. Yeah. She found a rich person around the Winter Park area that wasn't using theirs anymore. She bought that shit. It hurt my heart. What do you think she paid for her Peloton?
I don't even know
$200.
I don't know what they cost normally.
I got
Nailed
it.
it.
Nice.
$200? Goddamn.
Well,
Dude,
what-
Isn't it like $2 grand?
literally a
Yeah, yeah.
$3,000
Yeah, more than
device.
that.
But rich people don't care.
Yeah, you're buying it.
Like you drive
You
around.
want
that-
somebody's sweaty nut sweat on it? Like
no,
gross?
but I mean,
Probably
I don't-
never used
no,
it.
I,
Trade
I
that
don't
seat
even,
out.
I don't even think they used it. I honestly don't believe they used it. She is like the same
it.
thing that I got at like what minus 1,000%.
Yeah, yeah.
Money wise.
Grift me a Peloton, Tom.
Well, here's the thing.
You just gotta find a rich person that has too much money that doesn't
But
want
there's
one
no upper
anymore.
body. It's all lower body pumping.
There are
it.
classes that they
Well,
do
they
weights
do
and
arms,
stuff with the arms.
but it's not anything that you would do. I mean, it's like
exactly.
for me,
It's like
you
foo-foo
know?
stuff.
Yeah, I do arms later, like, but it's cardio. It's just cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if honestly, if you want to spend over $2,000, I mean, you can get an exercise bike, and if you just, but like, obviously with the screen and
No,
and
if you
all
want
the
to
stuff,
know, get a
It's
Sunny.
interaction.
Sunny's a great bike.
you can just
That's,
get on one and then do 45
I want to do it
minutes.
just to see my friends and slap dicks, like you said on
Yeah,
the screen.
it's pretty fun.
That would be fun. That's what
Yeah, I ride with Chris Fisher. In fact, I'll be riding with Chris Fisher from BYOCB on Sunday. They have a 60-minute. We're going the big boy ride. It's a 60-minute yacht rock. So it is a yacht rock ride that's curated, and we'll be celebrating his 100th ride.
I want to make fun of you guys so much, and I know people hate on Peloton bikes all the time, but fuck it. If you're losing weight, like, who gives a shit? Like, I know most people that I know, if you, like, even with the $2,500 or whatever it costs price tag, if you're like, hey, you make this investment, but it will eventually pay off and you'll lose 30 pounds, everybody would pay
Well,
$25.
Andrea's doing
you know, the payment plan,
Yeah,
you know,
it's fine because Andrea's
I pay more
doing-
than that from a personal training.
I have 118 rides in, so I did my 100th ride, my century ride, like a couple of weeks ago, right around my birthday. My wife, she's got shit. Andrea's got like she's, I think she's 20 pounds down as of today, and she's got like almost 100 rides, but she does like boot camp, marathon training, like because she can run. My knee's all fucked up, so I'm not the best at running. But like she does all the other things, dude. It pays for itself. It's fine. It's an investment into ourselves, and it's changed our family, and I love it, and I'm a big proponent for it. Sam and we make fun of the amount of Peloton gear that I wear.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, they should pay you, and I'm like, well, they kind of have because
They
if
got
you
like all the gear and stuff too.
well, people have bought bikes using my codes, so then they send me
Oh.
free shit all the time.
Okay, that's
yeah, I got
excusable.
shirts and hats and all kinds of crazy
Gotcha.
shit. But I love it, and I won't inundate you guys with talking about Peloton as much as I would like to.
It's not as good as Jungle Fit, but it's good.
It's not. It's certainly not, but it's easy for me because I can walk one flight of stairs up and I can ride for an hour, and it's easy every single day. So
Have you seen the treadmill, the Peloton treadmill?
the tread? It's called the tread.
That shit, that's $7,000, and it's a monstrosity.
Yeah, some people can't get it
I
because
like
they can't
treadmills.
take it upstairs.
I'd rather be treadmills.
No,
than
this one
bikes.
is
I love
like
treadmills.
literally I'll show you this one. You'll love it.
Really?
It's phenomenal. Andrea got to run it yesterday. She ran it in Miami.
See, I'm a runner. I run like at least 10 to 15 miles
My
a
knee's
week.
so fucked up I can't do it, man. I get all wonky.
I get yeah, excuses,
Craigslist,
I get it.
iPad, just as good.
No. This one's
I will
great.
advocate that even if you're like way on the other end of the fitness scale, like me, like I was 350 when I started, and I'm almost down to below 300 now.
Oh, really?
And I don't ride it nearly as often as they
Well
do.
done, buddy.
Just because like I physically like not
You
capable
also,
at this
you
point
also have
yet.
a toddler, and it's a little different.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I had to run Teddy through Disney with him on my shoulder for like a solid like half mile, almost like 3/4 of a mile, and I wasn't out of breath or anything like that. And that was a huge achievement for me. Just like being more fit, and more active, and stuff like that.
It's good.
Being less narpy.
Yeah.
Still super narpy.
Yeah, you gotta be, like
Little
that's
less
isn't
narp.
that the goal for those of us that are narps? Just be a little less narpy.
I just don't want to die.
Narp
That was my
just be Narp Lite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Narp Lite's
Narp
fine.
Lite.
I'm not trying to impress anybody with how I look or anything. That ship has sailed. I just don't want once I start having blood pressure medication, my cholesterol's up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm gonna this is for sure. I'm gonna have a heart attack early, or like in my 60s. I'm trying to push that back.
Well, people
trying
have
to
asked.
get to like 72.
Late 60.
People have asked. So I did my blood work for my annual physical, and then I started doing the Peloton. I lost the 30 pounds, and I went back. Actually, when I went back, I'd only lost about 20 pounds, and then every single my blood test, every single Q that was high had already leveled itself just from losing 20 pounds. Yeah. It was like but it wasn't easy, but. Hey, I mean, so
that's where I get so freaked out is because when I did mine a couple years ago and my liver enzymes I'm as healthy as I could be. Like I was literally training like I am now, and my liver enzymes were elevated.
It could have been anything there. A supplement. It could have been.
Yeah, I know.
But you don't really do much of that, right?
No,
like you're a pretty natural guy.
Yeah, I mean,
could it be? I'm sure your doctor. Well, here's the thing: if your doctor
over exercising could elevate them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
I have no
because then if you don't have with your kidneys the way they process and you get extra protein in there and there's that you're fine.
Well, I still thought I was dying.
Good.
So
let's do one more email. We'll go to break and we'll come back. I got to talk to Seth about some gambling and some.
We have an intro for you today.
Wait, did you finish it?
Well, here's the thing.
We have a special intro.
I didn't do it. A listener did it.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's really good.
Is it nice to them, or is it? Am I gonna be not?
It's tongue in cheek, but it's really good.
It's really
good.
good.
It's really good. I think you'll like it.
All right.
Yeah,
hey, Daniel. On the Friday Free Show, I heard you mention that you are writing a new song for the Gripes segment of the show. I've really enjoyed the weird-ass creepy robot shit and was sad to hear it's going away. Do you think you guys could release it on the download section of the merch page or something so that those of us that like it can still hear it? Thanks for your time, sucking fat titties.
Yeah, we can release it. It's just like it's too clunky. Like what I thought was going to be a good idea. Like I'm my own worst critic. If you guys saw the amount of like intros, songs, Weird Job Wednesday songs, bits, things that I've bailed on, like I have a whole hard drive filled with things that you'll never hear. Just because I don't feel like they're good enough. I thought this one would make the cut. I'm not satisfied with it, so I'm killing it. I'm going to do something a little more streamlined and easy, but yeah, I can give it to you. Yeah, that's no problem at all.
Yeah, I also love the robot intro, so.
Well, it is like, I have an abbreviated one where the robot doesn't freak out, so you don't have to listen through like him being tortured because like, yeah, because he talks about how I fuck him after the show, but the idea of me fucking a robot every week just doesn't sit well with me anymore, so I'm moving on to something different.
We should put all like the Weird Job Wednesday intros and stuff. We could put them like.
I think they are up, right?
Some
Most
of them
of 'em-
are.
most
but
of 'em are.
I think some of them might have some copyright issues for the music. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can't
yeah,
sell
yeah.
them. We
But,
can get
like,
gift them
free.
to you.
All the ones Pariah Mike has done are all on his website, his Patreon, and it's free. So
Yeah.
if you want to go check that out.
Okay, what is the website?
There's FortAirwalkPodcast.com, and then his Patreon, I think, is patreon.com/FortAirwalk.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about next week is Felicia Spencer's
wait.
fight.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Against Chris Cyborg, and I spent 2 days ago probably about 3 hours researching everything about this, reading all the articles and stuff, and I got a lot of questions for Seth.
Are you sure about the betting, the odds on that? What you told me, +4. Is this still that?
I think so. It jumped up to +500 at some point, and our listeners
Am I
already
correct to assume? Because I told somebody that I'm not. I don't know. the math
Yeah.
to-
He's
If you
right.
give $100,
you win 400. Yeah, it's 4 times.
So I thought 400. Somebody's like, you win $40,000 if you do that. I'm like what? I'm like, no, you won't. So I'm like,
Seth,
It's like my
don't
welcome math.
Don't talk math with your other MMA buddies.
I knew something.
Only talk punching with
I knew
them.
something was something was off there.
Yeah,
I started to believe it. I was like, what, really?
No, plus 400 basically means you bet 100. You win
You win
400.
400. I said that, and he's like, no, that's 40,000. I'm like, what? I'm like, why wouldn't everybody do that?
Yeah, that'd be plus 40,000, which is insane. Nobody would ever put that out.
Okay, anyway.
But still, really good odds.
Good odds.
I mean, put 1,000, win 4,000. I mean, you know, but it doesn't bode well for. I'll explain how like Vegas sets the odds, or at least my understanding of it. It just means that they don't want, because Chris Cyborg is minus 600. So you'd have to bet 600 to win 100 on her. How they set the line is they want people betting on Felicia, or at least Vegas. So it really deters you from betting on Chris Cyborg, which is a bad sign in Vegas terms of. Okay, there's a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. The name of the band is Wildlife. The name of the song is Wasted. It's very 80s. And I enjoy it, so enjoy this, and we'll be right back. 1-844-TOMNDAN or show@tomandan.com for emails.
When you are sitting in your tower, they want, and you know,
there's no better feeling than fucking with the big man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
what they don't want to happen.
That's the flip side. The flip side is that this could end up being really bad for her. I mean, you know what it's like to be on the receiving end of going into a major fight and them not wanting it to go the way that you knew you were going to make it happen. Like you knew when you went in there was no doubt in your mind that you knew you were going to knock out Kimbo, right? Like you knew it.
Oh,
you knew we were going to beat him.
We're talking about Kimbo. Okay, we're going.
No, but
I thought we were talking about my other fights. Maybe that I.
Well, no, but any of those other fights.
Know those.
I mean,
I know.
No, but you could talk about them.
I'm joking,
I think
but
going into
what
that,
saying.
you knew, because you're a as much as I know about you and how serious you take MMA and martial arts, like you knew going in there you were the more skilled guy, and there was no doubt in your mind
that I wasn't going to go the way I wanted to go. Yeah, exactly.
So now, in gambling terms, because this is where it all boils down to for me, I am not as excited as I was the last fight. To be completely honest, the last fight, I believe I saw a trend, and I saw that the public bet up Felicia's price to a really good money, because Felicia started at like plus 120, and then it got up to like plus 180, plus 175.
Right.
And I watched both fighters, and I think I was like the good money's on Felicia.
Well, yeah, what
and
you
the
said
last
was extremely accurate. It actually made you sound like a pretty educated gambler.
And with this particular fight, what I don't like is it started off at plus 400. I think it was even plus 475. And I just look right now, it's sitting at plus 400 in Bovada. You could probably get a better price other places, other books. Some people even got plus 500. But then Chris Cyborg is at minus 600. So what that tells me is how these bookies in Vegas sets the line is they want equal money on both fighters, because all they want to do is collect the VIG, right? The vigorish. And so
you said that before to me off air, and I didn't know what that meant. I just shook my head.
Yeah, it's short for vigorish, apparently. So they want equal money on both sides, and that way they can't lose, because they're going to get paid no matter what, and who cares who wins. But what this tells me is at minus 600, that they are making it very like the smart money, or at least the making it very easy to bet on Felicia at such an underdog price. And you know, if you really believe Chris Cyborg's gonna win, you can go ahead and lay 600 to win 100. But who's gonna do that? Because a random knockout, you're losing. You know, what are you gonna? How much money are you gonna bet into to win 500? You know, like you have to bet a lot of money, thousands, to win that. And who's gonna risk that when anything can happen in a fight? And people know that. So I'm scared because they're making it so alluring to bet on Felicia, and anytime Vegas does that, I get scared, because I'm like, man, they'll fucking take a bath if Felicia wins, because there's so much plus money on her. But with all that being said, I started doing some more research, and a lot of people like Chris Cyborg. First, because of her experience. She has a lot more fights professionally than Felicia. But I was going to ask you, Seth, how much does that take into account of like who's the better fighter experience wise, because they give Cyborg the experience as far as more professional fighters, but she's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and Felicia's a black belt.
Right.
She's also a black belt in Taekwondo. I don't even know if
I don't know if
Chris
they know-
Cyborg has a belt in Taekwondo.
I don't think she has any sort of stand-up belt. No.
Yeah.
Belt in brawling. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because
but as far as the experience, experience does have a lot to play. But as far as where Cyborg is at her career, she's, like I said earlier, she's on her downswing for her career. Like, she's 34, they're gonna be 35. She's.
I was gonna ask you about the age aspect.
Yeah. So
because Felicia's 28, right?
Right. Yeah. 28.
Yeah, I think so.
But Felicia's on her upswing, so Felicia's actually coming up in the ranks. She's hungry. She wants this. Cyborg's kind of like, I don't know if she's gonna retire anytime soon. Maybe after the Nunez fight, if that fight ever happens again. So experience does have a lot to play in it. But like you said, she's only a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Felicia has way more experience in jiu-jitsu. And I know, like, I've had people that I train with that have rolled with Cyborg, have done jiu-jitsu with Cyborg, and tell me how bad her jiu-jitsu is. So it made me even more confident of Felicia's jiu-jitsu abilities to go against Cyborg.
Now explain to our audience the difference between a brown belt and a black belt, because if you just look at it on paper, it's brown belt's right below a black belt, but it doesn't work like that. It's exponentially higher, right?
Well, you have to get 4 stripes technically on your brown belt to get a black belt, but those 4 stripes normally take about 3 years to get. So there's 3 years is like a whole world of difference in jiu-jitsu terms, in jiu-jitsu martial art.
Gotcha.
It's night and day for sure. Can a brown belt catch a black belt? Like I said, yes, but it's not like it's going to be a brown belt in Taekwondo or karate to a black belt, because that's only like a year and a half, sometimes 2 years. Where jiu-jitsu, it's a 3-year spread. It's a long time you have to wait.
So jiu-jitsu wise, Felicia,
and she's been a black belt for a little bit now. It wasn't recently. It's been a little bit now.
So she has more experience in jiu-jitsu than Chris Cyborg.
Much more.
Now, what everybody's talking about is Chris Cyborg's ability, her fierceness in the ring, and her, like, basically she just attacks
aggressiveness.
The aggressiveness and stuff, and everybody's weighing heavily on that. And to me, when I step back and look at it, just like as a gambler, because that's the only, I want Felicia to win 100%. I want her to bring the title home to Orlando.
You don't
I know
sound
her.
like it.
No. I'm talking like I'm trying to like at least give the best information to our audience to gamble wise, because I want them to win, and I don't want them to risk everything if it's because I'm not as confident with this fight as I was the last one, but. As far as like, it seems like if someone's really fierce and is going to come at you, you could plan for that, right?
Yeah. Again, I don't want to give away and everything. We didn't allow any photography or videoing for this whole training camp just because we don't want anything out there of what we did for the camp. But let's just say she's prepared for anything that Cyborg's done. Mike has studied it, my business partner in her other corner, and me. We know exactly what she's going to do. Felicia's trained for everything that we think Cyborg's going to do, and we have a game plan for what's going to happen.
Because it makes common sense to me. It's like, well, definitely don't just stand and trade blows like Nunez did.
No.
I mean, that's a bad move.
Well,
that's a stupid strategy.
Again, you could want to like show that you might want to do that and then do something else type thing. So you could act like you stand and trade. And
Felicia fucks with people, too, with the way she looks. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't
She's always smiling.
Yeah,
I
love that.
She's not intimidating at all.
I love that.
But
But she rattles, like, other jiu-jitsu guys that you and I know that, we might get our hair cut around. Yeah. When they talk about her, like, she fucks with people because of the fact that, like, she will. She's pretty. She smiles. She isn't, like, trying to be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, she will when she needs to fucking
when
twist
she's
you
in
up.
the ring,
yeah. But, like, the
like
other
that.
time, she's just a nice person. And I fucking love that because I think it's the ultimate mind game is to be just like a nice person.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
again,
it's the ultimate mind game.
That plays into my previous strategy, which was I knew the public and everybody was going to be on Cyborg just because her goddamn name is Cyborg, and it was stupid. It's a fucking name. It doesn't mean anything.
It's like the last fight, the girl had Cyborg has tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but if you look at that girl, like it's like if I handed a pencil to a Disney Imagineer and said, "Draw me a female MMA fighter," they would have drawn. I'm blanking on her name. Yeah. But the girl that Felicia beat.
Oh yeah,
Megan.
Yeah, but like draw me a girl that fights MMA. Boom, that's what it looks like.
And then you say, no, I didn't say draw me a White Walker. I said draw me Megan.
Yeah, I know, right? She did look like that.
But the problem is, with all that being said, it didn't happen like the last fight.
No.
The line started tremendously high. for Felicia at plus 400 or plus 475, and Cyborg was like minus 600 or whatever at the start. So immediately I was like, oh, the public didn't bet this up. Like Vegas set these lines because they knew there was going to be a lot of money on Chris Cyborg. But
so they wanted to try to even it out.
Yeah.
But why is that a bad thing for you necessarily?
Well, because I don't know anybody that would put down, even if they were like really confident that Cyborg was going to win this fight, to risk that like minus 600 is stupid in the gaming world. Yeah. But to regular like the public, I mean, a lot of people could have put down $5,000.
So the only problem is if you want to bet on Cyborg, if you want to bet on Felicia, it's fine.
Yeah. So I'm saying.
So what are you worried about then?
No. I just don't. I didn't see the like any sort of edge per se. Although the value is on Felicia all day long. If you're going to put down money, you have to put on Felicia. How much money? That's on you. Yeah. I'm definitely going to put down some, not as much as I did last fight, but you're getting a lot more payback. So you put down $100, you win $400. It's good money. And I'm going to be watching, and I think. For the tactical hats, I don't know. He was talking about putting his 2,500 to win 11,000. You could do that.
That would make me so happy. My God.
But
all the pizza parties.
Right. That's
no. We're not doing those. Those are canceled.
I wouldn't risk that much because this is going to be. It's going to be a hard fight, and it's going to be a good fight.
It's by far her toughest fight ever, of course.
Yeah.
But like I said, we have a game plan worked out where if everything goes to plan and like I know and she can do what I know she can do and do her game plan, then we're good.
Also, I read there was a blog that I was reading, and someone was talking about how Felicia's like kicks, then in her Taekwondo skills, because she's a black belt in Taekwondo, that if she catches Cyborg with one of those kicks.
She's also been tightening, those said kicks under your guidance in your more traditional style dojo, right?
Yeah, she actually just tested in karate. When did I test? Like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
She got her orange belt.
I remember you talking about that. So all she's doing is improving her skills.
Yeah, she's not just sitting around.
And let me ask you this, and then we'll take our shot. But if she does win against Cyborg, she'll have a chance for the title, right?
That's the next step for sure. Yeah. What else?
I mean, and because Amanda Nunes right now, she fought. Who did she recently fight? The daughter of someone. It's the person that beat the
Barack Obama's daughter. I forget her name.
Goddamn, Holly Holmes.
Malia
Obama.
Holly Holmes.
Holly Hunter.
So Nunes still the champion. So the winner of this next fight is going to probably fight Amanda for the title.
Yeah.
So
it's not obviously that's not set or anything, but that's what the next step would be, a logical step.
But and then I also read that even if Felicia loses on Saturday, she still has got a long career in UFC.
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's solidifying her
debut. She'll be set for quite
a while.
She's undefeated. Felicia's undefeated still. So it's like
well, I'm gonna be
fucking exciting. Dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever been.
I'll be excited once I'm there.
I was excited about your fight because
I'm flying on Tuesday for 6-7 hours, so I'm fucking freaking out.
Oh, you're flying. You're freaking out about the flight.
Yes,
you're fine.
And I'm flying next to
How many
Felicia.
times have you flown?
How many times have you flown?
I've flown quite
Just watch rosebudding videos on the way.
I'm sitting next to Felicia, so I'll be watching.
Doesn't it make it easier? I mean, you've done it a bunch of times.
You're sitting next to like a friend of yours. It's fine.
She's gonna be laughing, and her husband's gonna be trying to scare me the whole time.
Oh, is he? Because he's a badass, right?
He's a dick. Oh yeah.
He makes me laugh.
Mr. Tough Construction Man.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
No, he's not.
No, he's bullying you. I like him.
He bullies me constantly.
Well, he likes us. He emailed us and said, "Hey, I want to help you with this watch party." We were trying to dial it in. It's really, I mean, they got that shit on lock, and rightfully so. It's the biggest fighting promotion in the world.
Maybe just watch it all together on Twitch.
I like that idea.
Because it's on ESPN Plus. So if you have,
would you guys watch that with us? Like I'm talking to all of our listeners on Twitch right now. I mean, if you guys want to watch it with us, I mean, we could do that.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm putting down money on Felicia for sure. Because the best value, and there it is. That's my take. But
hot take.
Do
you have that Dirty Limericks book? Let's do a toast.
I do.
Oh, yeah. 2:00.
How come I don't even get a fake?
Oh, make Tom read it. Make Tom read it.
Because it's a waste of a cup, Seth.
But I need to join in the action. So you're just gonna ignore me?
Drink
No, but
your
we have to.
protein
We have to
powder.
wash.
I have a
we have to
backwash
wash
on
said cups. No, just you're supposed to fan it out and just pick
Okay.
one.
Yeah, just rando.
Okay, and then I'll
Okay,
put
what?
the echo on your voice and.
Is it? Is the whole page? What
Just
is
read
this
like
one?
a paragraph
Like
of it.
5
Don't do
lines.
the whole thing.
Okay.
What was that?
What is this?
Just gotta look for
There
small
once was a
words.
man from Nantucket.
There was a young monk from Tibet, and this is the strangest one yet. He pricked. Oh, his prick was so long, he pointed and so pointed and strong. He could
Start over. You
It's like you read like a fucking second grader. You make fun of me for my news.
Start
you
over.
mumbling motherfucker.
Start over. You did it.
I'm not reading the news on some shit podcast. You are.
Oh, damn it.
You did it just like Butler, by the way.
On your said shit podcast.
I didn't go in and say like, "Hey, I'll be your reader."
Yeah,
I'm-
Butler's really happy because you did it true to form. Because you guys both he's like,
this.
There's a guy and a thing with a thing, and here is a pussy, and here on a tip.
Oh
and
man.
then I'm like, you fucking nerds.
Oh, god damn it.
I
Rock and
wanna
roll
hear the
90210.
intro.
Yeah, you're
No,
supposed to.
that doesn't make any sense. I hate these limericks.
Give it to me. I'll do it.
No,
Ryan.
it's
Give it to-
stupid.
No, you
I
did
never
it
liked
wrong.
it. Just take the shot. Everybody take it and be
I'm
quiet.
doing it right.
Oh my God, you're my dad right now.
Okay, here we go.
He's got
Holy shit! I just had
God damn it, Seth's making fun of me.
Okay.
because it's bad.
A preposterous king of Siam said, "For women, I don't give a damn, but a fat-bottom boy is my glee and my joy. They call me a booger. I am."
All right, fat bottom boys.
Yeah,
Make the rock and roll go round. Cheers.
Yeah,
Happy
there you
birthday
go.
to my husband.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday, Travis.
Travis.
What was that?
That was that white Hennessy.
Oh, okay. Let's pick something different next time.
I asked what everybody wanted. No one said anything.
That was hot. That was hot.
Yeah.
It's been sitting there for an hour.
Didn't someone? They
No,
brought
I
some
mean,
good
it's hot.
stuff.
Mine was good.
Yeah.
You got more of those later, buddy.
Yeah, you got like 4 Shop Patrols over at the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So excited.
So, we got a new intro for Seth.
Oh, yeah. Seth's intro.
Listen to this.
All right, you ready? Wait, are we recording?
Oh, we didn't start over.
No, like
it's
my,
2 o'clock.
my
We'll
computer
do it
froze.
we need
It
another
seriously
shot.
froze.
No, it did.
What do I do?
Well, it'll eventually come back on. Until then.
Okay, here. Well, then let's just.
Oh, I don't get to hear it?
Yeah,
One
here.
bit-
Here's
Well, hold
your-
on. Well, the reason why you're just playing because I wanted. Seth
I can play his intro. Here we go. I got it right here, and this is the intro for Seth's news. Go.
Trying to prove he's gonna die. The CD is kicking in with every new hit at the gym. He laid out Kimbo with an attack, but the Russian won't call him back. And we all forgot about that fight. Just more proof alone you're gonna die. From fighting in the UFC to reading news to you and me, you could say he wears a lot of hats, but we'll just focus on his eyes. So hippo people, get off your hooves and put them together for you know who. As if you narps don't have a clue. It's Seth Petrozelli with your Douchebro news. It's Seth Petrozelli with your Douchebro news.
Douchebro News.
Welcome to Douchebro News.
That's so
Wait,
good.
did you guys add that or was that him?
No,
No,
that's
that's
him.
him.
Oh,
That's him.
okay. You had me until the CTE part. I got sad.
Oh.
That for some reason that gets under my skin. That worries and scares me. Makes me sad.
The more you talk about it, the less likely it actually happens.
Yeah,
you know.
you're
well, and then you play it on there. It's kind of hard not to.
No, wait, you're
Every Friday.
aware enough. Tom's point is you're aware enough to not have it.
Well, so if I'm aware enough not to know that, just think that I won't have cancer, I won't have cancer. Type
You
thing?
stuttered right there.
I know
You
I did.
got
I felt myself.
Just like you were like just
because I get nervous.
Primark change it to 100 MRIs.
And then it doesn't go
New
with the
song.
every week it's like 101 MR, 102 MR.
I'm only at like 20, so.
Thank you,
I've
Pariah.
been like 18.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's just my brain. I have other
me too.
MRIs. Oh no, I've had like probably more than that.
Oh,
before.
no,
I've had like stomach.
I did a stomach. I did a heart.
You did a heart.
I did an ankle.
Oh, I did all the ankles and knees.
Knee. I did. That's an easy one. I did an eyeball. You did an eyeball?
I thought they covered that with the brain.
Yeah, but I thought I had eyeball cancer, so I made them really zero in on it.
No, I haven't done that.
How about teeth? Anything teeth?
I've just I have nothing with my teeth.
You never. You probably have
what
tooth
has
cancer.
tooth? Nothing happened. Oh, I did have a cavity, and I freaked out because I read
cancer.
about. No, I read
Gum
about
disease.
some sort of infection going to your brain from that. So
Yeah.
immediately, as soon as I felt it,
What do you do with your nose hairs? Do you pluck them?
No,
If you pluck
no,
them,
I
then
said,
an ingrown hair. Don't do that. Let them grow. An ingrown hair can it's like a zit can become infected and go right up nasal cavity right to the brain.
Well, I waxed my ears last week.
Oh, don't do that.
That's a good.
Waxed your ears.
I have for some reason I have these hairs that like an old man hair. I lost it from my fucking head and I get them on my ears.
It looks like it hurts like hell, but also extremely satisfying.
Waxing
like
your ears?
and the nostrils too. Have you ever watched
you've
videos?
had-
I watched a
Oh,
guy
videos.
wax
I've never
his
done it.
nostrils,
I thought you had
and
it
it was
done.
awful.
The ears
It was-
hurt like a bitch. It hurt, but I don't want hairy. I don't need 19-year-olds staring at hairy ears and be like, definitely.
This is like my grandpa.
Exactly. That's what I don't want.
Real
my
quick,
God, your dick is so big.
Seth's News brought to you
Grandpa.
by MelissaSoroka.com. She's running a promotion. If you want the new Tom and Dan gray headbands that we have, Melissa's giving those away free while
I didn't
supplies
know what
last.
I thought you were going to say.
What?
If you
I
want the
think you
new
have to
Tom and
get-
Dan gray nose hairs.
I think you have to get a color.
Yes, yeah.
Treatment.
You get an appointment with Melissa if you get
You have
your
to
hair,
get a color.
if you get your hair colored, or if you styled, or then she'll throw in a Tom and Dan headband. But she does kids cuts, men's cuts, and makeup. If you're gonna get married, you can hire her. She does it all.
Full makeover type action.
MelissaSoroka.com.
Is this another dig on me to have the sponsor of my segment have to do with hair?
No, that's just a happy accident.
If you grew your hair out now, what would it look like?
It would look like a Batman symbol, kind of. It's like
Do you tweeze your eyebrows?
Yeah, I got those waxed with my ears last weekend.
Oh, you let someone else do it.
Oh yeah, I don't do that myself. I mean, I tweeze sometimes when I see like a stray one happening, but I wax. I did used to be known as the best eyebrows in MMA back in the day. My nickname was Hollywood, and then even on season 2 they called me the pretty boy Hollywood because I had like perfectly
He does
manicured
have good
eyebrows.
eyebrows.
They're excellent eyebrows.
Oh, thank you.
Do you
wax your butthole?
Oh, I do my trimmer when I won. I put a stool down, a mirror under it, and I just get all up in there.
I need
Use
to
some
do
Nair.
that. I need to do that because
burns.
lately
Chemicals are bad.
lately I've been wiping too hard, so I get the crumbles that Tom has,
Oh.
and then I get in the shower
why
and then
you
I
need no
look down
hair.
to the drain and there's it looks like Snapping Pops in there, and I go, who threw some Snapping Pops in here? And then I realized it was the toilet paper crumbles from my butthole.
I wipe.
You gotta shave your butthole, man.
When I wipe my
Yeah.
son's ass, I get crumbles everywhere.
You're wiping too hard.
Are you
dude.
a bad wipe?
No,
I never.
No,
I
you're
never
wiping
know.
too hard. With my daughter, I can go one swipe
Gross.
up. There's nothing on the toilet paper right in there. I have wiped my daughter hundreds of times.
Yeah, there's
not
nothing there.
one.
Clean.
No pee pee, no poo poo. That's some tight genitals right there.
I'm gonna just just get a water bottle spray, spread his ass, and spray, and let it just rain out.
Yeah, do that.
Too much
We're gonna do
work.
that in the park beside your house. Holding some air
in the
conditioning.
shower. All right,
right.
kids. I don't know how it goes. All right,
First news.
So I read this was just very interesting to me. Maybe it's not big news to everyone, but it's interesting to me. So it's my news. I do what I want. Mike Tyson says he just learned about Balrog from Street Fighter 2.
Oh, the character that
The
looks
character
like him.
Balrog that's mimicked
Modeled
after him.
after him.
He just learned about it. All right, listen. In 1991, Street Fighter 2 was released. Now, in 2019, Mike Tyson just heard about Balrog, a character who also boxed and originally had a name that rhymed with Tyson's for the very first time.
Yeah, what was it?
So all the names are reversed or switched around in the English version. His supposed to be M. Bison.
Right. Which M was short for Mike. So Mike Bison.
But M. Bison they changed it to Last Boss, Vega.
Right. And Vega was, it used to be Vega was the last boss. So ESPN asked the former champ if he knew the story about the character. Tyson replied, I have no idea. ESPN explained that the boxer character Balrog was originally named M. Bison in Japan, with the initials being short for Mike. Capcom, it was concerned about legal liability, so it switched the name to Balrog. Tyson, first learning about M. Bison on his podcast, called the game creators dirty motherfuckers and jackasses. When he was shown a picture of Balrog,
You dirty motherfuckers, you fucking jackasses.
he replied, "Holy moly, does he look like me?"
Holy moly.
Holy moly, does he look like me?
It's the only Street Fighter character that doesn't have any kicks, only punches.
Really? Yeah.
But that's like, when I was a little kid, like, how do you be that out of it to be a boxer and be a professional? I mean,
Has he heard of the Nintendo game with his name on it?
Yeah.
You
He probably
dirty
has-
motherfuckers.
He just signed some shit. You know, in the 90s when Mike Tyson was nuts.
He had to change the name of the game after he raped somebody.
Did they change it?
Yeah. It became just Punch Out. They changed the last boss to Mr. Dream.
No shit.
Yep. So if you have an original copy, it's actually worth more than the more massive.
Oh shit! I have an original copy.
I should never got rid of all that stuff.
I also have a copy of River City Ransom that a listener sent me, and then when I looked up the price of it,
It's like $125 or something.
More than that.
Oh,
it was
probably.
like $280. And I go, why did you send this to me? But I love it.
It's the
best game ever. I do. No, I play it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. River City Ransom is my favorite video game of all time.
It's a good choice.
So, I mean, for sure, like, especially in the 90s, Mike Tyson was so, he's so insulated into his own crazy world of, like, first, if he was in jail for a while, and then, you know, who knows what he knew. There were stories about, like, a lot of celebrities not even understanding, like, how the internet worked and stuff. Like, if you got rich and, like, totally secluded from the world, like...
MC Hammer had a bit of that, right? Like, you know, it was like... At one point, he's worth like what, $100 million, and then the next point, he's like playing in Eatonville Church for like $5,000 to like,
but
you know, like because he had no idea about his finances, anything going on inside his camp.
Did somebody steal that money from him? Or how did he lose all? He just spent it.
I mean, like you hemorrhage it out through your
entourage,
and you know you're buying them houses and cars and their families and
you got you got
find one of those guys.
20 people.
Did you go through that at all? Like when you like hit? No, I'm being serious. Like you're looking at me like I'm an asshole, but I'm like saying like seriously.
I wasn't
people weren't like leaning on you to give them money or.
I had a lot of people come up for like wanting to start like gyms and do sponsorships for like helping them out and stuff like that.
That's what I thought.
That yes, but not to like the height of.
Yeah.
If you'd have kept winning, then it would have happened.
Okay, so
I won my next fucking 3 or 4 fights.
If you're pointing out who's the real bad guy here, just don't look at the little guy because he's not bad. He was asking a real question. The other guy, bully.
Seth, did you ever fight professionally in Las Vegas?
Oh, a bunch of times, yeah.
I played Street Fighter professionally in Las Vegas.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I was top ranked in the world.
He did the nerd.
What was your ranking?
Like in the 80s. But
dude, that's high.
I played it in Evo in way back in the day.
What in like a
One has a very interesting life.
You're
in like a video game
weirdo,
competition,
man.
like the goddamn wizard,
like the wizard. I was about to say like the wizard.
Capcom vs SNK2 was my game, which is like a variant of Street Fighter.
It's like a hybrid, yeah.
Didn't at the last video game thing that we did, we played Street Fighter. You kicked my ass real quick.
When you sat in the ice tub.
I
won't even call you.
Guess what? I'm not doing that again.
That's not. I wouldn't call him a nerd for that because that's cool, kind of.
Yeah. Well, now you can call.
I was thinking of calling him a nerd.
He's a virtual narp.
So I think there was a story. Speaking of like celebrities not knowing like.
By the way, that shot is hitting me, and that was disgusting. Like that. Like I'm not. That was not good.
There was a.
No, I feel
Let me
weird.
make sure I poured the right thing.
Yeah, I feel like you poured some sort of.
I put the rat poison next to our bar.
Yeah. Like I feel weird right now.
There might be some GHB in there.
I'm not surprised Mike Tyson's out of it, doesn't know what's going on.
But now 2009, I figured after he kind of calmed down, and he was in the movie. He's in tons of movies, so like just. hanging around friends talking about video games and stuff, you'd figure that'd be like brought up. Like, hey, did you ever play Balrog in the video game?
Yeah.
Like just saying that to him, like,
or
who?
he could.
Like,
I mean, he's also like really into the marijuana now. I heard I heard a recent interview with Mike Tyson, and like he's got his own like maybe partnered in a dispensary or whatever.
He has a luxury resort that you can go and stay at that is marijuana. Like it's kind of like
I think that's his medication to keep him even.
I don't want to say that it's like all marijuana, but it's like based around, you will go there, you can have the highest quality marijuana, you stay in rooms that are like hemp based.
There's a lot of Airbnbs doing that in Colorado now.
It's smart.
Yeah.
It's smart, but I mean,
marijuana tourism is huge.
that's only going to last so long before it's everywhere and the stigma is fallen, and then what do you have?
Well, it's like, remember Amsterdam when we were younger and like high school? We were like, oh, when you go to Amsterdam, you can go inside a coffee shop and buy marijuana brown. Like it was like
they let you buy mushrooms and shit, right?
I think a lot of places
they decriminalized it, right?
Yeah,
in Steve-O's book, he was talking about in Japan.
That's what I want to do. I want to go to Amsterdam, take mushrooms, and then suck my wife's dick.
What?
In Japan,
did I miss something?
With enough mushrooms, she probably has a dick.
That's the point.
I don't know if this is still the case, but he said that like through some loophole in their laws, like they sell magic mushrooms at like convenience stores and shit. Like it's readily available in Japan. I'm pretty sure that's the right country, but he was talking about like during the height of his like addiction problems, like he couldn't find cocaine, so he's just doing alcohol and magic mushrooms because of some loophole in the law. And they like mushrooms in some other countries aren't considered like they sell them. They're not like criminal.
You and I have never done cocaine.
No.
I think we should.
The cruise is coming up.
Yeah, cruise coming up.
If you guys can get it on the cruise, and good luck.
100%.
No, I want to do it right here on the show.
You could do that too.
Can
you do it on Twitch?
Never
though.
been a fan of the uppers.
No, not on Twitch. I mean, like
You take uppers every day.
Well,
You're on Adderall.
You're right.
Kitty Coke.
You know what? Big fan. Changed my mind.
That quick.
That's even worse. That's like crap.
What was that? 2.5 seconds?
I just like amphetamines.
No, I really
But I get them from my doctor.
I
It's
honestly
fine.
don't have any. I don't want to do that. I'm already wired as much as I could be, but like I've never done that. Like a lot of people ask me, like, "Oh yeah, man, you make a lot of jokes." I knew you used to get this all the time because the drunk at the bear cocaine jokes were like incessant.
Yeah.
And then people would palm you. Like,
Yeah. That's already became the problem. I don't want that shit. But
People palm me stuff.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just not
the
into
meth
that,
and the
man.
coke.
Like,
It's like
no.
Would you act like it? They're like, thanks.
no. I would just give it back or be like,
Very awkward.
I don't need this. Thank you. I have too much.
Also, I don't want to do a drug that makes you mow your lawn at night and do weird shit like that. Like
That's not
I got some
coke.
like
crystal
stories.
meth.
Coke just helps you stay awake to drink more.
Yeah.
See, ecstasy made me walk my dog 100 times around the block.
Yeah.
It made me blow my fucking load. Like shit.
Oh, I thought you
shit.
were gonna say it made me blow my fucking landlord.
No. I remember I was 19. I took it, and 30 minutes later, I was in the bathroom at the club, just fucking destroying it loud. And I remember guys walking in going, "Oh, if you gotta go, you gotta go." I guess because there's no door. There's no door.
Ecstasy gave you diarrhea.
I was just fucking
Oh my
shitting.
God.
I don't know what that is. Is that a thing?
I've never
I've
heard
never
that.
had that.
I've heard that afterwards. Of people
No, it
who
just
said that
made
it's
me
done.
give a back rub, and then it made me fuck.
Oh, no,
this girl I was dating with. Remember the
Oils.
Visqueen
Yeah.
oils, and they made me. I think we fucked for like 6 hours.
Yeah, I did
was
some
like,
gay.
can't
I
do
did
it
some gay
anymore.
stuff on it. To be honest,
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
Fuck some guy?
After that, we went back to my house, my condo at the time, and I had like 4 or 5 guys there and like 4 or 5 girls. And then I remember them putting washcloths in the freezer to do rub downs.
Yeah.
And I remember just laying down, and I felt somebody just start washclothing me. I was like, oh, like grinding my teeth, like, oh, this is great. And my friends, I just saw my bum be like grinding the teeth, saying to stop. I'm like, what? I turn around, it's this big dude just with his shirt off, rubbing my back.
It's
with,
fine.
Gloves.
It's just a
no, that's not fine.
That's not gay. That's not gay. That's a massage.
It was a shirtless. He got
it's
into
fine.
It's only gay
it's
if you're
only
gay.
Yeah, it's only agreed. It's only gay if you're gay, man. Like
it felt gay. I'm gay a little bit.
He's on the spectrum like I am. Like you and I are right, dude. We are related. I swear to God. Because I'm gayer than Tom is. Because I'm like sometimes I look at that dude and I'm like, wow, I want to suck that guy.
Tom's getting a little gayer though with his fashion. Like,
wow.
Look at this shirt.
Well, this shirt, that's the gayer shirt.
If you had my shorts with that shirt, it'd be 100%
yeah,
gay.
that is,
no change clothes in the bathroom.
My God, that's the finest of I'll suck a dick Old Navy collection.
Next one.
Next one. Okay. Some world news. Plans to open a gun megastore in the city of Christchurch prompts concern. The New Zealand retailer Gun City, which sold weapons.
That sounds like something from a Rockstar game.
Gun City.
Yeah, it's like
Spatula City.
Ammunition, like right?
Like a Borderlands game.
Yeah, it sounds like a fucking joke.
The New Zealand retailer Gun City, which sold weapons to the man accused of shootings at 2 Christchurch mosques that killed 51 people and injured dozens, has sparked concern with plans for a megastore in the South Island city. The location is just over half a mile from the racetrack where New Zealand held its first firearms buyback on Saturday, 4 months after the country's worst peacetime mass shooting. So the guy that went on a crazy fucking assault rifle destroying, the gun store that sold him the guns is opening the biggest gun store ever, like right down the street from that area.
Well, probably what happened, and like I tread lightly with any sort of gun thing is so fucking decisive, but it's been shown that anytime mass shootings happen, and then like politics gets involved and like starts putting pressure, like hey, we should. It causes an influx of people buying a shit ton of guns and ammunition because people get scared that they're gonna pass some law and they're not gonna be able to be sold anymore. So every single time these things happen, like a lot of people buy a shit ton of guns because they're afraid that you can't buy them anymore. So I'm imagining in New Zealand, especially with New Zealand saying like, hey, we're going to stop selling these. This is going to be done. That a bunch of people before they changed the law probably made these gun manufacturers rich as shit. So they're looking at all these sales and they're like, well, let's open a bigger store until they change the law or whatever. So it's one of these things that happen, although I'm sure in poor taste to a lot of New Zealanders.
Poor taste, but I mean, it's business. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I would imagine
up until they outlaw them totally, and then they have to shut everything down, which is weird. They're opening up bigger stores.
Here's my point: is
in
that
New Zealand,
I would imagine that the plans to put this store in place were in the works before.
Yeah. It takes a lot to be.
So like, I guess it didn't say that.
So like, my point is that like what you might think is them just giving you a middle finger might just be no, they had already planned to
bad
do
timing.
That happens a lot where you have a tragedy or you have something that happens.
Oh, it happens in movies all the time where they're releasing
Spider-Man.
a movie.
Remember Spider-Man's like, oh, we got to delete the Twin Towers. It's, September 11th. You know, like and like, oh, don't have the American flag or whatever. Remember he was on the American flag, like on the top of the
there was a scene,
the World Trade Center. It's like, well, no, that's just a coincidence because like we're all in this and things are moving, a lot of moving parts, a lot of coincidence. You know,
there was something like that where in that Colorado theater shooting that happened, and then a movie was going to come out like a couple weeks later, and then they postponed it or deleted a scene because it was too close, and so a lot of that stuff happens. So it could be a coincidence.
I think you're talking about the movie Trolls.
There's usually an upswing, like a huge upswing in like people buying guns after these things happen because they're so afraid of changing the law.
Can I rant for a second?
No.
Last night I'm laying in bed. I had just ingested some strawberry cough, a vape pen. Mm-hmm. I was getting high. Daughter had been asleep for a couple of hours. I'd worked out. Felt good, showered, smelled good. Laying in bed. My wife texts me and says, you have a package at the door. It's Amazon. Well, I didn't hear the doorbell. Nothing happened. I went downstairs, and there's a package in front of my door, and it's an Amazon package for sure. But I'd already been tucked in. I was already comfy and happy.
What time was this?
This is late. This is fucking 7:15. And I go downstairs. I get the package. I come upstairs, and I got to open the package. And I use a screwdriver to open the package. And I open the Amazon package, and inside of it are 4 Funko Pop dolls. In sync.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah,
my wife had bought 4, or is it 4 or 5?
I was gonna say, who did she not get? Because
5. No,
there's
she got
5.
them all. It's 5 Funko Pop dolls, in sync Funko Pop dolls.
Nice.
What do you do with that? You just
Well, I wanted to put them down the garbage disposal or burn them, but I was mad that I had to get out of bed for that, because once I'm in and I'm tucked like in my cocoon, because I cocoon myself.
What does she want that for? Display? Like, what do you do?
She's going to display not in my house or something. Not in my house.
What the?
No, sir.
That's just weird.
Is she going to Backstreet Boys next month? Or is she strictly NSYNC gal?
NSYNC gal.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I just needed a rant.
Next story.
Oh, well, there's just a real quick statistic about the gun ownership there. With a population of just under 5 million and an estimated 1.5 million firearms, New Zealand ranks 17th in the world civilian gun ownership per capita. So it's not like they had like a place with tons and tons of guns. They're
That's a small ass country.
It's
There's
small.
not that many people there. I think there's more sheep.
There's more sheep than people.
Yeah.
True.
So
More like sheeple. Can I get a hell yeah? Trump train.
All right.
All right. So the bottle cap challenge is so old news now. The new challenge is the endlessly catchy Stranger Things Never-Ending Story challenge.
We might not want to talk about this because we
Why?
got shit for spoiling things.
No, this isn't really a spoiler.
No, bottle cap challenge. There's been so many good ones. The guy that knocked the lid off with his balls.
Did you see mine?
I did
Steve,
see
yours
yours.
was
Where
good.
we smashed the beer bottles and me and Felicia.
Yeah, it was good. And then
it's just kind of far away.
But there were guys that did like it with their cock. Steve-O did it with his dick.
That was a cool one.
You know, that was good. You know, like
You can't beat Donnie Yen. That guy's the master.
What was that one?
He's just like probably the most talented martial artist on the planet. He's from like Star Wars and stuff like that. He does it blindfolded. It's amazing.
Oh, that's cool. Well, he already knows. I mean, he's
all these things. I don't know if it's the me hating fun or the the tiny bit of pop.
I don't like.
mean,
I'm with you. I don't like challenges.
I hate it.
Any challenge.
I watch it mad every time.
Really? Like bottle cap challenge, water. I'm like, fuck you and your challenge.
Well, I was gonna ask if you guys wanted to do this with me, but I guess not. That's
well, let me hear you out. Let me hear you out.
When I see,
do you know what it is?
I like it.
No.
I like the challenge.
Okay, so this is the Stranger Things.
Stranger Things Never-Ending Story Challenge, which is
Millie Bobby
awesome
Brown
because,
started it.
Yeah, okay, so it's not too much of a Stranger Things 3 spoiler to say that at one point, the theme song to the 1980s cult classic film Never-Ending Story serves as a humorous and semi-critical plot point when it is sung by Dustin, who's played by Gaten Matarazzo, and his girlfriend Susie, who's played by Gabriella Pizzala. That's barely yes, but they sing together.
Yeah, but never mind.
In the wake, I love this fucking song so much. In the wake of the Netflix show's release, star Millie Bobby Brown dropped her #Never-Ending Story challenge on Instagram, asking fans to join in the fun by showing off their dance moves to the song. Since the challenge, late night stars Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon have participated, as well as the childlike empress herself, Tammy Stronach.
So what the challenge is that
basically lip sync to the song and dance. That's it. It's very pretty.
Well, that's no kicking a lid off of a Coke.
No, but it's just such a great song.
I mean, she's
and it's so appropriate because I just got my Never-Ending Story tattoo the other week. So
See, you're a nerd too, Seth.
I just like
so
you got a Never-Ending Story
Yeah, he's a fucking
tattoo.
nerd.
You are nerd.
No, you know what he
more
is.
of a nerd than I am.
Yeah, but I'm a cool nerd.
No, no.
You know what he is?
White shorts and a Never-Ending Story tattoo.
You might as well get it. You might
One's
as well.
a real man. He made a hot sauce.
That's impossible.
You might as well get a tattoo that says, I'm you're like the blade of Narps.
No, the blade of
Narp-walker.
Blade of
He's the
Narps.
Narp-walker.
Like,
You're
he's the
Narp-blade.
Narp-walker.
Narp-walkers are good.
Narp-walker is the guy that literally, if he didn't have severe anxiety and hypochondria, he'd be a Narp.
Oh.
But he fights the
Yeah.
Narpism
Well,
by staying healthy
it probably has a lot
and
to do-
working out all the time. Like, I saw your pictures over the weekend, dude. I'd fuck the shit out of you. You look good as fuck. You're all greased up. You're pulling some things down from the wall. I go, God damn, Seth. I was like, look at this. I show my wife. I'm showing my daughter. Show everybody. So, like, you would be a Narp if you didn't have the fear of dying.
Yeah. Well, that and what I was made fun of a lot as a younger kid as being a fat little pudgy kid. So that messed up my head and it probably made me who I am. So I am like, I guess, I was a nerd and a narp, I guess, younger age, but then I grew into.
It's still there. You got it tattooed on your body now.
Yeah, because it's what I really love. And
Like
the Narpy-ending story.
Like at one point, I lived in Deltona, and it's hard to get that out of me. When I show up, everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's a little trashy."
Hey, everybody!
It's hard to get the white trash out of me.
Yeah.
It stays with you for a long. Almost
I don't
forever.
know if you guys are okay with craft beer, but I brought some Coors Light.
Yeah, that nerd is ingrained into you, and if you got a never-ending story tattoo, that's
it's a deep meaning tattoo for me.
Are you gonna get a Sagat tattoo?
No, I'm not gonna get a Sagat tattoo.
Here's the thing.
My next one might have been from Legend.
Big old
with
star across your chest.
you know Tom Cruise Legend, the movie Legend.
That movie
the
is,
double. I want to get the double.
That movie's awful.
Hold on, Tom Cruise, the Legend.
You guys both
I've
serious?
actually never seen it.
It's the one with the last unicorn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's a hunk of shit.
Hold on, what is it?
What?
Fight.
That's one of the best interpretations of a devil that I've ever seen in my life.
It's not even a devil. It's Bacchus, who's the god of wine.
Whatever.
Who looks nothing like that.
But he looks
Look
amazing.
at this nerd. He's calling out fucking
Hey,
gods.
when you cock gobblers are done, having your little meeting over there,
I can't
us
believe
real
you're
men
on
on the other side over here, we're talking about gambling and MMA and real shit.
I'd rather watch Legend over MMA.
Eating pussy and shit.
I don't know that movie. I'll have to check it.
Hold on, what movie are you talking about? Tom Cruise and the Legend?
It's like
It's
the
called
early
no,
80s,
just called Legend. Google it. It's YouTube. Watch it.
From
It's
like
fucking amazing.
1985.
Yeah, I love all 80s. All
Do you want
80s
me to
movies are
get
the best.
the trailer for Legend?
I can't believe you guys haven't seen this movie. It's like a classic.
I'll be
classic
honest.
good
If I
movie.
see it,
Tim Curry's in it.
Tim Curry plays the devil.
He's the darkness.
Is
But
this
the
it?
trail. No, I don't know what the hell that is. But the thing is, the soundtrack,
got
the
it.
soundtrack and the
I got
score to the movie is amazing.
All right, let's see.
Really special that I've been promising to show you.
Oh, like a bunch of mirrors in the movie.
Oh, this is like
You shut up.
It's like never-ending story.
Kind of.
Same shit.
This is Bobo
Listen to the
story.
music. It's so
Bobo
peaceful.
story.
Don't you trust me?
Guess who directed it? Ridley Scott.
Oh, nice.
Trust you, Lily.
That's Tom Cruise?
More magic.
Young.
He was sexy.
As long as they
Some
won't
white
know.
horse. This is a
unicorn.
ripoff.
Well, I hope it shows the devil soon.
Tom Cruise
Here we go,
looks
watch.
exactly the same,
Just
by
watch.
the way.
I mean, I kind of want to see it.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. For the 80s, it's so good.
Oh, the hoof.
Look how.
These knops will feel my pain.
Oh, they're not going to show 'em.
Whoa, what was that?
There's goblins too. See, they're the helpers.
We're goblins. Beat this white horse to death with our sticks.
I do love movies like this from the 80s where it's like actual people.
Yeah,
in
instead of
costumes.
CGI
Yeah.
bullshit.
I love that
Practical
shit.
effects are amazing.
Yeah.
Let's touch our claws
There's actually a
together.
good trailer.
Oh, they were touching tips.
Yeah, they did.
Run, white horse.
It's a
Pretty
uni- it's-
soon, Obama will take you away.
It's a unicorn. I can't believe they're not going to show the devil.
Okay, so here's something we
This
should do.
is some nerd ass shit.
No,
This is what we should do on Twitch. We need
God damn.
a Twitch watch party with Seth and Tom.
I can do the whole
to
story.
watch Legend and watch how mad Tom gets.
I'll ruin it because I can do the whole word. I can do the whole.
Don't
movie
do that.
word
Don't
for-
do that.
Tom says
Don't
this
be
is
that
some
guy.
nerd
Wait,
I just
Google
want to see his natural
Google the
reaction
image
to
of the devil.
movie.
If I just
This came out after Neverending Story, right?
When did Neverending Story?
Same era.
I think it came out before.
Oh yeah,
feel
Neverending
like-
Story might have been 86.
I feel like
87,
Never Ending
85.
Story is Seth's like MMA career.
Because the goblins look exactly like the
Well,
gatekeeper.
it's fantasy. What
You know, like it's the same shit.
The same Muppets from Dark Crystal.
Oh, Dark Crystal.
Oh, Dark
The
Crystal.
Never-ending
See, if
Story
you like
came
that.
out 1 year before Legend.
Oh, yeah. They probably
So
at the
do you
same
know?
time.
You know Labyrinth with David Bowie?
Yes.
Labyrinth? Okay, so
That's a good
That
movie.
was. That's just like Legend. I think it's just like so good.
You know, I'm going to watch it tonight.
Please do.
All right.
We should do a Twitch show. I'm telling you. Well, we can't watch. We can't show the movie.
Has any of the listeners watched it? Come on.
You know what's funny is that everything we
darkness.
suggest as something we should do for Twitch,
We
me and
never do.
Tom go like,
Dude, what's more work? Oh.
We could do Mystery Science
Funny,
Theater.
funny thing.
you're right.
I show that to some of the dates I bring back to my house and sleep in bed. Like when we Netflix and chill in my room.
Oh,
I turn Legend on.
This maybe before they were born.
I know. That's what's on. And I always preface it with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, this is an old movie, but it's very romantic.
Why does it look like that? It's so
It's so grainy.
Yeah.
They had cameras back then?
Should I be watching this? Is this a snuff film?
Oh.
Willow, you big Willow fan?
Oh, I love Willow.
Willow's a good one.
Krull. Have
They're
you seen
rebooting
Krull?
it.
Krull.
Krull's a good one with the boomerang.
Yeah.
I don't know
it's
that
not
one.
Boomerang. It's
What
a
is that? The it's
Krull's
like a
five-sided boomerang.
Oh, it's like a 5-sided
They're
star.
making
He
like a-
another he kills a demon at the end and stuff. It's
You know what?
making
This
a
is the
Willow
only
You guys
time that
missed
you
out
and
on
I
these
join hands and we shake hands.
guys
And we're
missed
like,
out on
these
some
guys,
great-
dickheads.
I know.
Like, this is some stupid shit.
It's a I love sci-fi. It's like sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi fantasy.
There's no science in that. What? Fucking white horse and a
sci-fi.
fucking hoof demon. That's not science. That's fucking. There's stuff that doesn't even exist.
That's what I love.
What world are they in? Is it like a total fantasy world?
yeah.
Okay.
It could have been us years ago. Who knows?
He, again, Tom has no imagination.
No, he does, but it's only rooted in
Reality.
Reality. Yeah.
I only imagine.
So he's like,
reality.
look, I imagine a human that's white and has blonde hair with blue eyes. I imagine another man he's a black-skinned man and he has dark hair and he's from Africa.
Swervy's
Fantasy.
Swervy's cheering
White men
us
can't
for
jump.
Seth the Nerd.
I envision a man that lives in Asia. His eyes are different shaped and he's smaller and he can live off of rice. Fantasy.
Is that the last story?
No, one more.
No.
Oh, he's sad
This
now.
one. Well, I
you
guess
hurt his feelings.
I just wish you guys were into it like I was. That's all.
Never ending.
I play it when I work out. I listen to that fucking song and work out. Like it gets me pumped up.
really?
I'm really into
That
it, man.
is weird.
Maybe that's
I'm a
what's
weird
wrong
guy.
with
That's
me.
what wrong. Why is it wrong?
I'm saying
Did you
I
like
need to do
freak
that.
out when they started doing that in the
Oh,
show?
you have no. I post on my Instagram and Twitter right away. Like this is the best scene to the movie ever. Watch
Oh,
this.
no one did that.
I know, but I did it. I mean, I get it. But I'm just that's how excited I was to actually post.
No one's doing it. Great.
Let me finish.
Bully Seth.
Let me finish my news so I can get the fuck out of here.
You know what sucks is that God bless him. If
Why do
Kimbo,
you want to do the news? You just
Because I like to do my job correctly and have one
you know
more
what
made
left.
sucks
songs about
is
you.
if Kimbo were still alive, he'd have been more original.
If he was still alive.
Oh, come on.
My God,
All right. What's the last
it's
one?
an ending.
All right, when I wrote this is gonna be bad, but I'll try to get through this without laughing. In semi-local Florida news, West Palm Beach playing Baby Shark on loop to drive away homeless people.
I'm not laughing at the story. I'm laughing at Seth laughing. Just get that.
No,
straight.
I'm laughing with Seth because that is funny. They're playing Baby Shark. Some homeless man
I thought that was fake.
shitting his pants
No,
behind a Kmart. And he's
Stop.
like,
Turn that shit off! I can't shit!
The extremely popular and extremely repetitive children's song can be heard playing on loop all night long around the City Lake Pavilion and the Palm Beach Post reports. They also are playing Raining Tacos. I don't know that song.
Raining tacos. Oh,
Raining
that'll
tacos.
attract the bums.
Yeah, well, it won't be raining tacos for the people who sleep around the pavilion unless they can withstand this potent musical
I
deterrent.
got it. It's Perry Grip. Perry Grip's legit because that's Nerf herder.
Oh, the poor homeless people.
Here,
Can't
here's
you just put the pigeon spikes out?
Oh,
It's
fuck.
raining tacos from out of the sky.
Can you imagine?
Tacos.
This is Perry Grip. Perry Grip's legit, man. His songs are awesome.
Close your eyes. It's
Some poor guy just.
I kind of like this.
Teddy, he'll love
Some
this
poor
shit.
guy
Well,
fought in
this is
Vietnam.
this is Perry Grip.
He has one
Correct me
leg.
if I'm wrong. From the band Nerf Herder, he just does a lot of quirky songs that are like children's songs.
Yeah.
And then I think he might have kids, so he kind of like pivoted to do weird music, you know, like, and it's good shit, man.
I'm into it.
I like they're using tactics that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. The tactic is reminiscent of the blaring music once played by American interrogators in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. It's you play. I mean, this has been doing for like anytime there's a siege, like
Jade.
Waco or something.
Jade says that Nerf Herder actually played It's Raining Tacos when they came to House of Blues
What?
in Orlando. That's pretty dope.
There's like, hey, let's psychological torture these bums so they run away. Crazed.
I mean, there's no reason because the local officials say that the area brings in $240K a year, and they don't want to scare off potential customers and clients with those filthy bums.
I mean, not the. I'm looking at this.
You missed Crystal's bump story earlier, yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm looking
we had
at
bump
this.
stories.
She's
a
trying to
couple
save
times
him, Seth.
I did. I tried to save him too. I got in fights. Remember, I said that I fought
beating
over
them
one.
up. That's not.
No,
I
beat a guy that hit a bum. I beat him up.
Right.
I'm looking at
I'm
this.
a bum advocate.
This Perry Grip Mega Party mix.
Give me bum or give me death.
There's a song on here called Black Hamster. I'm not sure I want to play that, but I'm going to.
That might be a little racist. Yo.
That was a little racist.
Black hamster. Black hamster. Black hamster. Black hamster. Black hamster. Black hamster. Black hamster.
Sounds like black cancer.
In the mind of a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
I like it.
Black hamster, misunderstood now. Black hamster fighting for
Like
the good
Children of
now.
Lonely
Soaring
Island.
through the night in his rocket-powered dirigible with his sidekick, the neon gerbil.
I like
You're
it.
right. Yeah, it is like this kid Lonely Island.
like
Now, I feel though that
How about Baby Monkey?
if you're
Oh no.
Baby monkey,
What's this in this baby car?
baby monkey, riding on a pig.
I contend these
Oh,
are better
that's
than
in the
Baby
YouTube
Shark.
video where there's a monkey actually running around.
And
yeah.
he's riding, going backwards on a pig.
That shit was funny. I like that. I remember watching that over and over again. That was the world has gone insane.
was it political?
There's not a more truer statement than that fucking line right there.
It's a baby boomer monkey.
Perry Grip's right. I mean, he writes the most. He speaks to the youth. You know?
That's going insane.
Also,
You don't know Perry Grip? I have a feeling the next time you see me, you're going to download all of his music.
Really, nerd?
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like also using psychological torture against people that may be chemically imbalanced and inebriated, like not the smartest way to handle it.
Well, we
Just
understand
send a
it.
beat cop there to shoo him away, right? Like instead of blasting Baby Shark.
No, we understand it. Like if I were one of the homeless people and you're playing Baby Shark, I'm like, finally they got my memo. like they're playing what I like. I'm over there, I'm cooking. I'm like, this is making
It's
my
like
life better.
they're already mentally unstable. Just keep playing Baby Shark on repeat.
I would love
drive
it.
them crazy.
No, they already are. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and also like, is that you're gonna be like, all right? I mean, this is a minor inconvenience.
Yeah,
Like,
of all the things
I
that
could
bum
drink
has
past
probably
this.
seen and done in his life, that is probably like not a big
Yeah.
deal.
But I guess they got to do something. They would still have like a homeless problem in Lake Eola.
Yeah, man. It's all
It's
downtown.
not that bad though. Like I run around Lake Eola all the time. It's not horrible.
They kind of spread out
Really?
from Lake Eola because I think they kind of shoo them
Yeah.
out of there. But
Yeah.
all around downtown Orlando, I mean, it's
There is a
homeless problem.
and I know
They have like,
You know
have
what
you
we
seen the
should
painted
do?
squares, the little blue squares they make them stand in? It's pretty fucking sad.
You know what they should do is like kill them.
Well, I mean, they do the feeding,
God
like the
damn it.
feeding of the bums once
Like
in a while.
collect. No, I don't
if
mean.
you just-
No, look,
Made
hold
it
on a
illegal.
second. I don't mean like. No, I mean like round them up and put them in like a cage, and then like collectively kill them.
quickly.
Sort of chamber.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Or we can
Write
put 'em
that
in-
down.
or we
No,
can
I'm
just
kidding.
throw that
That's-
cage in
no,
the middle of
don't
Lake
do-
Eola.
Don't do that.
all right, this is gonna only get worse, so we should wrap it up.
It's a
I know. No joke Friday.
No joke Friday.
So, all right. What do we got here? I'll be on Semantics tonight.
What do we got here? Yeah, if you had a question or anything for Tom, email me show@semanticspodcast.com and we'll read it to him. And we got a lot of surprises for Tom tonight.
All right.
Punishment for not
I got a
showing
surprise
up.
for you. You'll see.
You know why I know that's not true? Because you don't plan for anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I couldn't even do the one simple thing you asked me to do.
That's right. He still has to give me an answer to the music question.
Yeah.
What's the music question?
I guess Samantha has like all her guests.
We have a
I
listener
have
that
one.
emails us and asks us a music
Yeah, I
question
have
each
one.
week.
What's the question
He
this
doesn't
week?
listen to
I'll
the
help
show.
him out. What's the question?
Your favorite song about a serial killer or murder?
Yeah. I got nothing. I went to Killing the Name Over, Killing Him Softly. That's it from the 90s.
So you just thought of songs that say "kill it."
Yeah, that was all I got. I don't know. I don't know music. So I started Googling it, then got disinterested, and that was as far as I got.
You got sidetracked on the trailer for Legends.
It's gonna be a great show tonight.
It's really invested.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll you'll see.
Yabba 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 yabba. You'll see.
My whole life is yabba yabba. You'll see.
You were like yabba yabba. You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. I'm gonna go 5,000 on you.
D-Rug, that's the funniest thing. D-Rug, the last Black Christmas, right? He's like, "Look, I gotta tell you how much Tom and Dan mean to me. I'm about to go 5,000 on these ends," and he's like, "I'm gonna need at least 15 minutes for this." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And he goes, I got nothing.
That and who's the Olympic athlete that sang the national anthem? And
okay,
yeah,
no, it's that's Carl.
It was the runner.
Yes.
Who was the runner? The fast ass.
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis. Yeah, that's. If I want to laugh, I'll think of Carl Lewis singing the national anthem, fucking it up. The first
fucked it up.
Oh yeah.
Wait, was this a long time ago?
Yeah, it's like in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's so
Oh,
good.
it makes me laugh. Because the confidence. Hold on.
Wow. Right? I mean, so far, so good.
What makes me laugh?
What'd you do?
Is
same song for last time.
There's two things I respect about this particular performance. One is that he believed he could do it. He had so much confidence because I'm sure he's like
he's the Tom Van of singing.
Well, no, like fast ass runner. I mean, like he's like, I can sing this shit. Then he fucks it up and then still believes he can make it up.
Good, right? So far?
Yeah.
Oh, say, can you see? And the rocket.
Oh, no.
No.
Uh-oh. I'll make
Just skip the whole song.
Oh!
Oh!
He blew his vocal
I'm going to go for it now.
In the rock is oh! I'll make up for it now.
And then he doesn't do it. He doesn't make up for it.
He should just start sprinting. Like right out of the fucking arena as fast as he can.
He should have just stuck with it. Oh!
Thank you.
Again, I just admit,
I'll make up for it now.
I admire the confidence. One, that you believed you could do it. Then you fucked it up. And then proclaimed you were going to make up for it. And then got nothing.
I feel uncomfortable for him right
Like
now.
right here.
So
right here.
Then he went back and he did
and
not
Michael
do good.
Jordan's head in shame.
You see, and the rockets. Red Uh-oh. I'll make up for it now.
It gets worse.
For the land of the free.
Oh, you went down.
Oh, no, people are laughing.
Yeah, they did.
I would have made it worse. I would have tossed my Coca-Cola at him.
Yeah.
Again, you got to admire the confidence.
Did he finish it?
And the Rockets.
Jesus, what?
I'm going to work on that. And the Rockets.
Oh, also,
I'll make up for it now.
The fact that he convinced someone he could do it
so good, Dan.
still amazes me too. It's like there was a panel of people. I'm sure he
they
had
let Roseanne do it.
Oh,
yeah,
True.
but they let her do it. I think publicity stunt. Anyway, so semantics tonight.
Yep. It'll come out Sunday for Semantic Sunday.
Yep.
If you want to listen to Tom on the after party, you have to sign up for the Patreon. That's usually where the chaos happens.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
after party. I didn't know about that.
I did that.
You,
I got drunk and fell asleep during it. So
Dan, quote unquote, lost his toot pen, and it was literally in his pocket.
Yeah, it was in my pocket. I'm like, "Where's the?"
He's like, "I lost it, Sam. I lost it."
Yeah,
do
it
wanna
was
try
not
this
good. It was
weed
not
stuff.
good.
I want to try, but I'm scared.
What the hell is that?
Don't be scared. They got a low potency
I
now.
know.
You start off with very
Yeah,
low
do like
THC.
high
Do you guys?
CBD, low
Do
THC.
any of you guys have a low potency one that I can?
No.
Oh, then Lee, I
On
can't
me?
give it to
I
you.
don't carry that. What do you think?
High THC.
If I did carry it, it'd be in the trunk of my car in a brown paper bag, fully marked for law enforcement.
I didn't realize that's how I had to go. I thought we were like Amsterdam now. We could just walk into a podcast and start tooting away.
Yeah, well, just go to the doctor. Get there. Anyway, Yellow Brick Road. What if people want to? We've had this for
We
a while.
got foot golf coming up.
Yes, when is-
January 18th,
January 18th?
2020. Mark the date down. Oh my God. You've already agreed to do it, right?
No, I
Seth?
know. I want to do it. I'm just saying it's coming up. It's
You're
January.
gonna
It's 6 months
you're
till.
gonna con
Yeah,
Felicia
yeah.
to be one of our celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just want
What, are you
people to mark
replacing
the
me
date.
now?
Because
No,
both
she's
of
taking
you.
my spot. Okay,
No,
okay,
we got
that's-
space.
That's fine.
But yeah, January 18th, 2020. It's been a pretty grand old time, except for the Disney year. Which
Here
was,
we go.
It was still fun.
It was still fun, but
Oh, it's fun because I paired up with you, Sam.
Oh, you farted every time you kicked the ball, so it wasn't fun for me.
Your boobs farted every time they bounced and kicked the ball.
What is happening?
That could be the worst thing you've ever said.
Oh, they were going.
They don't sound like that.
Okay, they don't sound like they look like
What is
this.
happening?
All right.
Sorry, I was being.
So, if you want to,
So should I mark this for the
wanna
lawsuit?
Sending this
How
straight
do we
to
get
Kramer.
more drunk? Starting earlier. I
don't know.
The whole point was just not get as drunk, more drunk.
I'm the only one drinking.
I'm drinking.
I'm drinking.
I drank a protein shake. Mushrooms.
So, if you want to donate to Yellow Brick Road to come and watch the show, all right, so let's be done with it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We're gonna have Mike Busey in the foot golf tournament. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's true.
all right.
That's good.
He said I'm
It's a hard maybe.
Yeah, he said he'd do it, but I was like, yeah, put it on your calendar.
If you want to donate, ybrf.org/donate. Yeah, and we really appreciate the constant support. We've gotten a bunch of amazing letters from families. Thanks for the laugh, Seth. Thanking us. We have a grant program now, and I'm just gonna start sharing this.
She was trying to do some goddamn charity. Well, you put your hands up, but you can stop the
It's
thing.
fine. You guys, you know.
Yeah, you do know.
Why is it so funny?
That's Seth on ecstasy.
Well, you gotta go. You gotta go. That's all I remember the guy saying.
All right.
Well,
Oh, if you guys want to go to Johnny's Other Side tomorrow, Saturday, Oklahoma Stackhouse and Melodic Descent will be playing. They start at 3 p.m. For every 20-ounce beer, that's $3. You get a plate of their smoked meats.
All right.
Wait, can I plug myself? I never
Yeah.
get to
What
plug
do you
anything
want?
anymore.
You try that pretty often, from what
No
I
one's
understand.
listening anymore. Like, they stopped.
Everyone's
they didn't
giving
stop. They
up.
lied.
Everyone's giving up.
Just follow me on Instagram at SilverbackSeth.
Are you going to do the challenge?
Oh, if somebody does it, I mean, I could do it by
You
myself.
can do it
like
by
that.
yourself.
I know. I just
Bobby
thought it would
Brown
be
did.
fun to do it with all the guys together, but whatever. Okay, I'll do it by myself.
Oh.
If you guys film me, and I'll lip sync it.
Wait, do you want to do it as a show together?
And just go to either Jungle.
Seth genuinely
hang on.
laughed at that. I saw it in his eyes. He couldn't help himself.
Because it's funny. I like.
He couldn't help himself.
Art sounds are just the best. JungleOrlando.com, or if you guys are interested in more traditional aspect of traditional karate, go to karateoforlando.com for my new karate dojo. Yeah, that's about
God
it.
damn it.
This is like the ending to the show. Every time I'm on the show, this happens with the fart sound stuff.
Joe Rogan doesn't do this.
That's
No.
right.
Oh, let's
That's
see.
why we're not as successful.
Call his number.
No, I already I texted it at the beginning of the show.
Oh, what is that?
And as of now, I have no response.
I'll bet plus 500. Nothing ever comes.
Well, he's doing a 5-hour
just
podcast
wait.
right now.
And it's
so.
LA time, so it's 2, 1. It's only noon, so they're
Yeah.
you might be high.
He's like, who's this? Oh, no, that guy's not relevant anymore. Probably doing the news and some shit podcast
And
somewhere.
created a game.
I hope he says that.
I hope he's in Canada. I'll talk to him in Canada.
You could have an aneurysm on the toilet. You never know.
Is he going to be there?
I'm not sure if he's. I don't know if he's doing this. It's everybody's different every time. They have so many crews now that go out for the commentating and stuff like that.
They do one every month now, right?
At least every month. It's
Yeah,
like every 3 weeks.
it's something.
crazy.
I think it's like every other week, dude.
Yeah, it's.
But which I like, but it's hard to watch them all.
It's a lot of content. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you.